Three, two, one.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were?
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast. Some niggas from the Black Nerd community. Y'all let me know if y'all think this intro is too self-deprecating or not. Like with the song and everything. Is that too self-deprecating? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't really care, but the baddies kind of seem to think that self-deprecation isn't cool anymore. And since all the nerd chicks are baddies now too, we kind of messed up. So I don't know. Are we messing up? Do we just look like we hating on ourselves too much? Like, I don't actually think I'm ugly. Like, I'm fine. I'm all right.
I think I'm decent on a real good day, or nice on a real good day.
I feel like we and Ian married, like, you know, I feel like we all, like, you know what I'm saying? Ian Ben thought he was a baddie. I don't even know. I'm just saying that
I didn't even know until you told me.
Whatever. I don't know.
There's no other insults. There's no other insults.
There is no other insult. Y'all know it's the guys, and we are here recording late, my fault, but we're talking about Batman. That's it. Don't worry about timestamps. Don't go looking for nothing else. You don't got to scroll through. It's Batman. That's it. Okay, let's do this one. The Batman, Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson himself.
Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson. It's officially official now.
He earned that. Let me, listen, I got to start this whole thing off by being humble and saying I was wrong from the jump. The thing is, it wasn't really Pattinson that I should be getting the flack for not trusting. It's Matt Reeves I should be getting the flack for not trusting. It's Matt Reeves I should be getting the flack for not trusting. And I should have trusted him. I didn't know that his screenwriting teacher was literally the nigga who wrote The Long Halloween. I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
I know
There's new information.
That makes so much sense. That beginning makes so much sense now.
That nigga teaching him how to write this shit was literally a setup to, yo, you gonna make this movie for me, bro. Don't even
trip. Passing of the torch right
I'm gonna hand this, you gonna make
it really
this.
Is, though.
So, yeah, man. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was wrong about Pattinson. I was wrong about, well, I wasn't that wrong about Matt Reeves. I just wasn't sure. I just really wasn't sure. And I didn't give him like the extra faith he really deserves. And then Pattinson, I think we all admitted it. We ain't really see his movies like that. We ain't see his other movies like that. We saw a couple here and there.
The only thing I said initially, and it's probably in one of the old episodes too, it's on record or whatever. I said, there has to be a reason why they chose Robert Pattinson. So there must be some that I just haven't seen that must, you know, Matt Reeves or whoever saw it and was like, yo, I have a great idea for this particular Bruce Wayne Batman, and he's the guy.
Honestly, the role he played in Tenet kind of gave me a little glimmer of hope.
Now I need to go back
because he was pretty good in that one. He was pretty good now. I was like, okay, this nigga, he not bad.
Okay.
I kept an open mind for Matt Reeves just because he did the new Planet of the Apes movies, and all those are fire. So I was like,
Matt Reeves did the Planet of the Apes
movies, yeah, or at least he did Dawn and War.
Well,
I don't know about I mean, those are the best ones, but yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh well, yeah. Right. We had no business not trusting.
Should have gave him a little more. I mean, to be fair, Planet of the Apes don't really sway me one way or another. It might have swayed Ian clearly, but it wouldn't have swayed me over.
Those movies are really good.
No, they're good. They're good. I'm just not the biggest Planet of the Apes fan in general, so I don't like that. Content ain't gonna like be like
They made a really dated sci-fi movie or novel, blah, 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 movie series actually really dope because the old ones are just whack. Yeah. But, I want to say whack, but I would say they're just whack for their time.
Yeah.
And
well, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that. He definitely did a good job with the Planet of the Apes movies. I don't know if it would have made me super confident in Batman, but that's probably also because I'm a little closer to Batman than y'all too. So maybe there's some of that.
Perhaps.
My doubts came from DC Cinematic Universe.
Well, yeah, but we knew this wasn't connected to that.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't connected. That gave me more hope as well.
And
wait, it's not connected at all. It's not.
No.
Oh well. No. Okay, so
okay, so let's flesh this out before we go any further into the movie. Technically, everything that comes out right now is DCEU or will be DCEU potentially or canon when the Flash movie comes out, because the Flash is going to be able to travel through time and travel through the multiverse and blah, blah, blah. And he can go to different Earths and yada, yada, yada. So technically, anybody at any point could cross over. But we already know that Matt Reeves, one, is not trying to cross over with the rest of the DCEU. He's pretty boldly come out and said that, hey, I don't want to cross over with nobody else. I'm building my own thing over here with what seems to be just Batman. It don't look like he getting a Superman. It don't look like he interested in getting no Justice League. He telling a Batman story. Perfectly fine. That's lovely. That being said, technically everything has the chance to be crossed over. If they want to eventually cross it over at some point, who's to say they couldn't do it? I think it would be stupid at this point to do that, but they can. Yeah. They can. So everything is technically up for grabs, but everything shouldn't be up for grabs. This and the Joker movie should live on their own islands, far away. This is what I was telling you the other night. They should live on their own islands, their own separate islands, far away from everything else. Joker shouldn't cross over with the Batman shouldn't cross over with Joker. Neither of them should cross over with anything in the DCU.
Thematically, it kind of
doesn't. It doesn't. We already got a Joker in this universe. One who's going to be really good, by the way. I believe in.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
We already have a Joker in this universe. We'll get to that, but we already have a Joker here. There's no need to cross over. And also, that Joker and this Batman don't match up timeline wise. They don't. Yet you're right. The tone of the movies do match. But the timeline wouldn't make any sense. This Joker would be, what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin
Phoenix. Yeah.
I was like, how do you pronounce that nigga first name? Joaquin Phoenix. I was just gonna call him Jay Phoenix and keep it pushing. Glad y'all had that pronunciation on text. But yeah, he did a great job, but I also think that's a great solo film. I think that even needs less of a sequel than what this does, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, technically everything is DCEU, potentially, technically, canonically, because it can be tied in, but this is not on the same earth as any of the other earths we've been to. This Batman don't know nothing about Keaton or Affleck. He don't know nothing about Christian Bale. He don't know nothing about Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. He don't know nothing about none of that. He is his own Bruce Wayne dealing with his own shit to a level that we haven't really seen explored before. So this can be crossed over. Let's all pray it never gets crossed over and Matt Reeves is really allowed to develop an amazing universe. Personally, I think he could do this universe in 4 or 5 movies, but he's aiming for a trilogy. And the best part of that is we should get shows in between. So before we get into the movie, I guess we could talk about that a little bit too. Because it's all Batman related, right? So they're doing the Penguin is getting his own show within this universe.
Penguin,
that Penguin, Colin Farrell's Penguin.
Yes, I
loved him as Penguin.
I can't wait for that, bro. Perfect. I can't wait for that.
That's good.
Perfect.
Okay,
I can't. wait.
We'll get to it, but when he did the waddle in the movie, I say yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. He did in the radio all the time. He's like, "You gonna leave me out here like this?" I was like,
I said, oh. I said, oh yeah,
y'all got one.
Oh yeah, oh y'all know what y'all doing. That's why I cannot wait. That's why I pray Matt Reeves comes through with Mr. Freeze. I cannot wait to see what he does with Freeze. If he can make Penguin do subtle things like that are very Penguin, give him Freeze. Give him Freeze and let him do his.
I want to see another live action Mr. Freeze, man. I think we're overdue. We're
overdue for sure.
We are definitely overdue. We'll talk about the castings because everybody wants to cast Breaking Bad actors. Some people want to cast whoever played his name like Walter White? Is that the main dude from Breaking Bad? I ain't never seen
Walter White, Heisenberg.
They want him to be
they want him to Mr. Freeze. But the other suggestion, which I could see, right? The other suggestion that I loved better was Giancarlo Esposito. And honestly, it ain't really much. You cannot put that nigga in that I'm not gonna be on board with.
He'll have some
everybody.
Hold on. Is there a fan? Is there a fan like Photoshop of him?
A little bit, right?
Man.
Fire, right? Like
black people don't like cold though, man. I don't know.
That's facts.
That's the point.
And the white people are already mad that they don't that so many people in this aren't white that we might as well just make some more characters that they love black just to piss them off.
I love that actually, man.
I saw this tweet that what's his name? Task dude on YouTube. On
Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably saw the tweet about this one film critic, like immediate reaction. He was describing the actors and he's like, oh, well, some other characters I didn't really care for. It's like, it's like Commissioner Gordon is black and Selena Kyle is ... not white. And I was like, yeah, you fucking bigot.
It was like the only good white characters were Batman.
He said the mayor was black.
Yeah. The new mayor is a black woman.
A black woman.
I was like, oh, that's really bothering y'all. That's really irking y'all.
That dude couldn't.
Tell me, what crime-infested city? White people blame us for crime in real life all day, right? And they want a realistic movie, right? So what crime-infested city has white people in it? Right. So it makes sense that people from the city would probably be black. All the non-corrupt people that are trying to make real change are probably black, and all the corrupt people with a bunch of money are probably white.
Probably white.
Catwoman told us in the movie. That probably makes sense based on the real life. You guys got to just get over that shit. And that same movie reviewer, white dude or whatever, he looks like a dude. Like, never mind.
Is he a neckbeard individual?
Nigga, I don't even know. Let me just it's not even him who's my issue, because I expect that from white people. I have no expectations of white people at all. What I didn't expect was his black co-host to get on there and say that's not what he said. He said it was too woke. All his little white apology bullshit. Hey, look, we don't do that over here.
Intermissions do arise with the guys, but you gotta be smart about it. Editing.
On to the Batman.
Bing bong.
We're gonna talk about a real nigga, Batman. This movie, man. This movie's not for kids.
No,
it's not for kids. There was
the PG-13 though.
It is. I don't know how or why, but
there are a lot of teens.
I knocked 0.5 off of the movie just for that reason. Honest to God.
You want to see some more blood from
that kind of annoyed me.
They could have made it rated R and went extra crazy.
Because tonally, it felt like it really wanted to be rated R, and then it just got held back by.
And I can't blame Matt Reeves for that. WB stepped in there and was like, "Look, we need kids to still be able to see this.
Yeah, still be able to see
what you
There
want."
were a lot of kids. There were a lot of teenagers at the theater. Because when I first got there, I was like, "What are these?" I was like, these kids here. I remember the rating. I was like, oh, okay.
I'll say it was a.
They did tote the line though. They took the line a lot.
They did for sure.
No, go ahead.
What you said?
I said they did tote the line though. The PG-13 line.
Facts. Yeah.
Especially in the opening scene when everybody gets his head bashed in.
Yeah. I was waiting for that. Yo. Okay.
Only thing making that not rated R is blood splatter. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's
how the movie started. Here's the thing. So when I walk into the theater, just on this is the only thing on this. When I got to the theater, I was lucky that the 2 seats next to me was empty, but the 3 seats in the corner it was a dude like in the corner, and there was a lady and a kid next to her. So I assumed they was like a family, right? And I figured the dude probably wanted to see the movie, and he just dragged his wife and kid along for whatever reason. And he could, I figured he was going to walk his kid through maybe some of the more adult themes that were in the movie, later at home or something, or you just assume that kid might be a little more prepared. Let me tell you something. That kid was not prepared. Also, I was assuming shit. That was not that kid's father. That woman brought her kid, her 11-year-old, to this movie to see it. At the end of the movie, mind you how the movie started, she leaves as she's walking out. Before she walks out, like I'm sitting there waiting for the post-credit scene, and she was like, that was really depressing. And I was like, it was depressing? She was like, yes. She's like, it was just so dark and gloomy. She's like, I was expecting more like the old Batman. And I was like,
you were expecting the 1990 whatever Batman?
I was like, that movie was seen a Batman in the last decade? Because that movie is dark too, in like a goofy fashion. Yeah, and I'm like, what Batman are you talking about? Because even the old Batman was. Yeah, she must have watched Lego Batman. That must be it. Yeah, facts. And I'm like, it's bright, colorful. Might have been gotten them here because this is not that. I think that was the last Batman movie. I think that was the last. You might be right, and that could be it. And I was in my head. Now she was black, so I didn't want to give her no like extra grief or make her feel bad. But in my head, I'm thinking, you ain't watched not one trailer. Like, bro, in the trailer, Buddy is coming out of a car with a bomb strapped to him, talking about what did that made you think? That was so my 11-year-old to see Batman. Batman's probably definitely gonna swoop in and tell a joke here. No, he's not. Like, what about the tone of the trailer?
None of them came from Batman.
Right. No, none of them.
No, well, he was funny at points, but he wasn't funny on purpose. He definitely did shit to make you laugh, but it wasn't on purpose. He was dead ass. So I don't know, bro. I thought that shit was a little odd, but Hey, look, don't take your kids to see this movie. If somehow you get to see this before somebody gets it, hey, don't take your kids to see this, man.
Don't do it.
Don't take your kids to see this at all. That being said, like we said, the movie starts off, we get to see Riddler watching the mayor, the first mayor. And he's, looking at him through the window. You get to see kind of through the eyes of his mask, not to be confused with us getting to see through Batman's mask a little later in the movie at certain times. But they kind of give us that anonymity. We see the kid playing around with him. Obviously the mayor dies, like we know. And that's pretty much where the games start. Batman, we get to see it. Actually, the way it was told, I thought it was Batman outside of the mayor's house because he thought something was going to happen. The way it kind of
initially, that's what I thought too.
But when it was like, nah, it's just the Riddler, and nah, this kid is gonna die. Or not the kid, but this guy is gonna die. I thought it was such a well shot scene, right? Because the mayor's in there talking on the phone, and he's talking about his corruption. Like he's talking about how he thought we were gonna pull the numbers and we was gonna fix this, and I should be winning, and why is she even all the bullshit, right? The shit that we see happen in real life with politicians and shit. We just don't get to hear that conversation. And then and then the Riddler's just sitting there. He's like that intense, and that to me, that set the tone for the movie. To me, if you were a parent and you got somebody under 13, 14 in there, you should be walking out right there. The Riddler hiding in the shadows while the dude is thinking everything's sweet, talking on the phone. He hangs up the phone and then, and then he just bludgeoning the nigga like. That's literally what happened. Like Riddler, and when you see who the Riddler is later, it makes sense because it seems like this was like his first killing. It doesn't seem like this was something he's used to doing too often. That Scream really felt like this is the first time I might have taken it this far type thing. Maybe he kidnapped people before, maybe he'd done whatever, but actually killing seemed to be like maybe his first step into it because it's almost like he had to psych himself up to kind of run at him.
Yeah, and then when he finally did it, he felt it seemed like it was like some kind of euphoric.
Yeah, like it took a lot out of him, and he just kind of laid there. Yeah,
and then he just like took that all in the way he did it. That first time he did it, that was it was different from the other times. So
agreed.
That might have been the first time.
Hey, man, I'm gonna have to rewatch this like next week and a half.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah,
I'm going back. I was supposed to go tonight and see a review. So trust me. Yeah, I'm done to see this.
Oh yeah, this is definitely one to rewatch.
You see a couple times. Yeah. You see a couple times. You buy it. You have it at home. You watch it a couple more times. This is one of those. This is up there. So that being said, you just made me think, do I have my copy of The Dark Knight somewhere? And I don't know where it is. But anyways, that's not the point right now. So we get through that opening scene that kind of gives us stuff. And then we get a nice, what I thought was really dope with Batman without them making it the theme of the whole movie, right? We get that LA noir style where we're taking random shots around the city. Batman's giving us his thoughts and I can't be everywhere. And I'm, but the fear. And I thought it was a great, I thought that was a great monologue type thing. And because it's Pattinson's voice himself. So he gets to still express himself without even being on the screen yet. And just express himself as Batman. You're like, yo, like oh shit. Like he's like, I can't be everywhere. And you have no idea where he's actually going to show up because they keep giving you. I think this is still part of what you kind of missed, Drew. Because they're giving us a bunch of different shots and you see his symbol go up in the air. And then you see a bunch of different shots of all these criminals in different places. Like,
they're all doing crime,
doing different shit, but they see the symbol and they like start looking in the corner.
They see the symbol, they look into a dark corner and they just
think he's gonna emerge. Like,
is he down there? They hear a rat and they like,
some
Batman?
people give up on whatever they're doing and just leave.
Yeah, people, and it don't even matter. Like, I thought that was such a humanizing thing because the reality is, you're right. You know how much crime probably would go by every night if niggas was just bold enough to keep doing it, but it doesn't happen. And you see that he is helping the city to an extent, and which is why he feels like, hey, what I am doing is helping because these people are stopping their crimes, right? Like there's people, you see people just not committing crime. Like, I'm going to not rob this place now, or I'm going to not do this because, the Batman could be around the corner. Yeah. Even if you know about the biggest crime that's happening in Gotham tonight, what if that nigga not there? What if he over here? You just don't know. And I love that aspect that
all the Batman movies we've had, and I don't think I've ever seen one movie where the symbol in the sky was like represented that way.
Nah, to the point where everybody's running in fear. Nah.
That was poetic.
I have to think about it.
Nah, not in that type of way, the way they really showcased how other criminals were just stopping. And then you got to see, and then the part where you came in, Draw, is where you see the criminals that are a little more bold, right? They decide to catch Buddy, and they trying to fuck up this like random Asian dude, I think that was going down the tunnel or whatever, trying to get on the train or wherever he was going. And they follow him and they catch him. And he's like, yo, no, I'm not trying to, I'm not, why y'all bothering me? I just want to go home. And they're like, oh, we don't give a fuck. We about to fuck you up. And unfortunately for them, that's where Batman show up. Coolest part about this scene, obviously, we all got to see our boy Tim Drake, even though he's not Tim Drake, but he's Tim Drake, right? Because we all love Titans.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. I actually know what you're talking about.
We all love Titans.
That was the same actor, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was him. That was Tim.
That was him.
Okay.
That's so wild.
Why does this nigga look familiar?
I saw that and I really okay. So I did see this part. When he put the mask up.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know. It was like torn. Like I know who that is, but is this him? No, it can't.
So he's not Tim Drake in the movie.
Okay,
he's not Tim Drake in the movie. He's not Tim Drake in the movie.
It's the same actor, but
it's just the same. At least for right now, it is the same actor. Now. Where the only issue is the way he's aged, depend on when you'd want to bring Tim in. And we're at a year 2 Batman, so there's no Dick Grayson right now. Yeah.
I got you.
We're in a tough place for him to really come up and be Tim Drake. You understand?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he couldn't. We're taking a different version of everything. You know what I mean? We've seen a different version of Alfred. We've seen different versions of. We've seen a different version of Jim Gordon. Who's to say that he couldn't be an older Tim Drake or even a Jason Todd that gets? It could be anything. He really could be anybody. He kind of was scared straight by Batman in his first meetup. You know what I mean? You see that. Batman fucks up all his homies, and he the only one with the common sense to be like, yo, why y'all even fighting this? Y'all don't see this nigga? Like, yo, this nigga just came out the dark. He got on the suit. He got on the Yeezys. Like, yo, leave this nigga the fuck alone.
He got on the Yeezy boots.
Like, you leave this nigga alone. And he the only one who was like, I love that moment, even though obviously right now he's not a Robin and there's no confirmation that he's a Robin or anything. It's just coincidence. But it was still dope to see that moment and to see Pattinson have the moment to be like, all right, I'm gonna let you. I see that you get it. Like you figured it out. And all your homies, they might not have figured out, but you get it. I'm gonna let you. Yeah. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
The whole time he didn't want to do. He didn't even want to be there.
He didn't want to be there from the jump. He didn't want to fuck up the old man. He didn't want to do nothing. Like he didn't want to do none of that shit. He was just trying to be down because whatever. And he broke out of it. Thought that was a really dope. I just thought that was cool.
That was dope.
I thought that was cool. Some of y'all black people can take some notes from that. You don't always got to go to status quo. You don't just got to do what's popular, what's cool.
That's right.
Sometimes you can stand on your own opinions and be a fucking man, but some of y'all won't do that. Anyways,
all sorts of shots.
I'm taking them all. This whole thing. I'm not gonna lie. I might even say Buddy name at the end. Once I figure it out to remember it. But anyways, yeah. So we get to see that really dope moment. I loved it. Batman does his thing, and whatever. They do their stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to go in perfect. I don't know if I'm going in perfect chronological order anymore. My notes aren't in perfect chronological order, but we do a couple things here as we're getting through the movie, and then we'll kind of talk about key moments. But we do a couple cool things. We get to meet either it's Jim, either we're meeting Jim Gordon. No, we meet Alfred first. We go back and we meet Alfred. We definitely get to meet Alfred first. Alfred is really cool, and we get a big reveal. In it is that Alfred taught this Batman everything he knows, or at least what is suggested to us. There's no League of Shadows in this one. The way they said it is Alfred taught him how to fight. Now, I see some people take that as he didn't go to League of Shadows at all. I don't know that to be a fact. He could have still went on a pilgrimage.
It doesn't confirm or deny that at all.
I don't think it's confirmed or denied, but Alfred definitely at least got him up to the basics of fighting. It's not like they're not saying that Pattinson, that this Batman he just can fight. You know what I mean? Like he just figured it out one day. Like, he does still have training. And obviously we know about Alfred's background, British Secret Service and all types of stuff. He's Alfred get busy. So of course he's going to teach, this young Bruce Wayne, who obviously you've seen his parents get murdered. I'm going to teach him how to handle himself too. Cause you're not going to just be out here. Where he learned that all of his expansion, we'll have to see if they, decide to push on that or not. But that'll be really cool to kind of see. And we see the relationship between this Batman and this Alfred is different than what we're used to seeing. and I love that because it's early year too. We're not seeing the this loving, yo, Alfred, you're the only person I have in my life. And yeah, Bruce, I love you too, because you raised me. It's none of that. It's Bruce is kind of like, yo, nigga, I hear what you're saying, but yo, you not my dad. You not my, you cool, bro, but chill. Like, I'm still Bruce Wayne. Like, leave me the fuck. They have that animosity in their relationship, which is cool. Which is cool for them to kind of to go on and express. It's Bruce is very much in this word to my hat. He's in this antisocial type of, yo, all I want to do is be Batman and save the world and save people. I don't even want thank yous. He barely want to talk to Gordon. And he's been working with Gordon for about a year or so at this point. He's very like, yo, all I do is Batman. Like, that's it. And so that's dope. I'm glad they didn't waste our time showing us like the accountants coming from wherever. Like that probably just might've been a little bit of what got cut. Cause I feel like that did happen. And Pattinson probably had to be Bruce a little more in that moment. So that might be one of the pieces that got cut there. But we got to see that. We get to see that he's very against meeting with the business people. He don't care at all about he don't even care if he lose money. To him, he's using a basic motorcycle. It's not even like a bat cycle that he built. We got to see a glimpse a little later, but he's using a basic motorcycle. Yeah, he's got the Batmobile, but even the Batmobile kind of looks like a souped up dune buggy. You don't really necessarily look like, it's this super billion-dollar secret machine type thing, So we get a lot of that, which was good. We got to see a lot of his homemade stuff. The suit feels a little more, I'm a genius. My butler's a genius. We could probably build some shit like this if we got a little money. That doesn't seem crazy.
That's one thing real quick. That's one thing I really liked about this movie, just overall. Like everything was like, it looked like everything was believably. It was believable and still like kind of its own thing of like, yeah, this kind of still like Batman, but kind of more of a scrappy, yet still like functional, I don't know. Everything seemed practical. That's what I'm looking for. Everything was practical, yet efficient. And it still screamed Batman to me, which I don't know how they did it, but man, this is.
Some contact lenses were kind of advanced.
That was some technology that he had.
That's don't forget how much money I have.
Yeah, and that's where the trade-off was. That's where the trade-off was. Because if he's riding around in this like super souped up, and I think it actually makes more sense than other things, right? Because how many other iterations of Batman have we seen when you start to think about it? And even if you've seen some animated versions of Batman, they'll reference the fact that it's like, well, there's only so many people who Batman could be. Like, Batman clearly is from Gotham. He's only protecting Gotham. Who else has the money who could afford to do all of this? Well, all the other people that can afford to do this are either villains or, you know what I mean? Like they're accounted for somewhere. So who's Batman? Bruce Wayne. Like for a lot of people, it adds up really fast if they have the intelligence for it. And a lot of times you're just banking on people not knowing who Batman is just based on them not caring enough to look. Same way as people not recognizing Clark Kent as Superman because he's got on glasses. Oh, I'm Superman now. I could be a hero now. Now you know who I am. Like that.
Oh, where did he go?
Derek, where'd you go?
Where Derek? Wait. Who was that guy who was just here, Derek? There's a guy who took it. Come on, guys. So it's the same type of thing I always felt like. So for this movie to do exactly what Gerard said, I'm like, that's a nice little flip.
It's a level into it. It's a level of believability. There we go.
And then obviously believability. That's the word. And they also did it with Catwoman as well. When we get to see Zoe Kravitz, bless Zoe Kravitz, we get to see her show up, and she has her suit is very much. She don't even call herself Catwoman, right? Like she's just. I like cats.
Introductory.
The bat and the cat. They said it once.
Yeah,
and I was like,
facts. The bat and the cat. I was like, ooh, y'all doing the thing. Y'all doing the thing.
Has a nice ring to it.
All her stuff was subtle.
Yeah,
just her in her little crib just drinking a whole glass of milk. I didn't even notice till the very end of that scene. I was like, damn it. Well done.
All these cats roaming around. And
the cat
she was like, I have a thing for strays. Like she gave him
oh man.
Yeah, you know.
She left that department. She definitely the best.
No, smoked it. I think that's the best iteration of Catwoman. Don't be mad, white people. Don't be upset. I know she doesn't look 100% like whatever Catwoman you fantasize about when you were 8 beating your dick off, but she's the best active version of Catwoman in live action.
Yeah, I'd say she's the best one. Still, now second is still what's her name from the second Batman movie.
Princess
the
Diaries.
What? Oh,
You're right.
I was like, what?
Her name is she is from Princess Diaries. Huh? Damn.
I'm really bad.
What's her
smart.
name?
I am so bad at this.
But she is from Princess Diaries. That's crazy.
I know her from Batman. I know her from Batman Returns. She was Catwoman in that. Michelle Pfeiffer? No, it wasn't that.
No.
Definitely not that. Let's gonna see.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
No, not Anne Hathaway. That's The Dark Knight Rises.
You're thinking about you are thinking about Michelle Pfeiffer then.
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay, I was
Michelle
right.
Pfeiffer. I mean, yeah.
Anne Hathaway was okay.
Yo, I saw it was because of I speak. Damn.
Wait,
That is Princess Diaries.
But she is
what?
also from Princess Diaries.
she's from Princess
Yeah.
Diaries too.
Anne Hathaway is, yeah.
Anne Hathaway is Michelle.
Wait, both-
No, wasn't Michelle Pfeiffer in Princess Diaries?
You know, when Ian said it was weird.
Princess
Like,
Diaries. I was referring to Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
yeah. Yeah, you're referring to Anne Hathaway. But I laughed because I was thinking, like, oh yeah, that was a Catwoman. But I was like, wait, that's not the one I'm talking about. Because I couldn't remember her name. But Michelle Pfeiffer, yes. Yeah, she's second best now. She's second best Catwoman now.
Oh, I'm tripping. It's because I've seen her face recently with
Yeah.
Marvel. That's what it is. I put her in. I just put her in a random movie in my head now. She just has one of those white faces that I'm like, wasn't she in that? And then people are like, nah, she wasn't. I'm like, oh, you know. I'm sorry. Yeah, you know. Sorry, we didn't cast somebody that looked exactly like that.
People look like white people look like other white people. This is how
Who would have thunk it?
They wanted
Human
Michelle Pfeiffer
beings?
again.
Oh, she played the mom in okay, I got you. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah. She's
did.
the mom. Yeah,
She did.
Y'all wanted Michelle Pfeiffer again instead of Zoe Kravitz.
In this type of movie, can't see it.
And they relax.
And who said, yo, let's get back to the movie. Jeffrey Wright is one of the best Gordons ever.
Oh yeah.
You know what's
That was
crazy?
definitely an interesting take that I appreciated.
That dude was great. When the movie ended, I was like, yo, take a shot every time he says Jesus in the movie, reacting to some shit. Every time some shit happened, he was like, Jesus. It's like, yo, we gotta, it's like, nah, man, he's our only chance. We gotta listen to him.
Yo, is that not what we want from our LA Noir stories, bro?
Yes, man.
Jesus, damn it.
Yeah, just like, damn it. Shit.
What we get for?
So I'm out here with the shits, bro. I mean, he's commissioner, but
I
I'm
like
out
him
here
as
with
an
the
actor,
shit.
though. I just like him in general.
Well, I like Jeffrey Wright as well.
Yeah.
But the way he portrayed
Jimmy
Gordon, early days Gordon, as being the cop who one is so green, he don't even realize all the corruption around him. He's actually so green, the other cops won't even get him involved in the corruption. He don't even know what's going on. Like, he's so unaware. He's so oblivious to what's happening. He like, fam, I don't know. And they like, yeah,
my best friend's Batman, man. Fuck all y'all.
and my homie's Batman, bro. Like, and y'all is going to the dirty clubs? What's up with y'all niggas?
Y'all going to the dirty
I don't know. I keep Batman
The
around.
club
And y'all
in
is
the
just
club?
hanging out
The
in
club
the
within
ice
the club.
lounge. Like, what's up with y'all?
Iceberg Lounge. Bro.
What's up with y'all, man? Y'all not thinking. I just thought that was crazy because he genuinely meant the shit. Like, he was genuinely like, I don't know what's going on. He's like, I knew there was a rat, but I didn't know who the rat was, and he really didn't know. Like, people didn't know. Like, it was just,
Bro, it took like a third of the movie for everyone to figure out who the rat actually can be.
oh, I knew,
Man.
I knew who the
They
rat
went through
was.
like 10 different animals
Facts,
They
facts.
did.
before they
They
stumbled
did.
upon the damn.
The bat. It could be the bat.
Falcons could be,
I don't
Ratchet.
know.
The Falcons can be rats with wings. It's like, all right, it's fine. Just because his acting was bad.
Man. I actually did think it was the Penguin. I'll be honest.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
well,
That was what they wanted us to think. That was like
I think, yeah, I was gonna say they wanted
It was
us
just
to
the most
think it was
obvious thing.
because they were literally
Yeah.
like, they came to that same conclusion we did, and they're like, let's go get that motherfucker.
Facts.
And he's over here like, hey, what's the big idea? I ain't no rat, man. I don't know nothing about this. You know,
He's like, I wouldn't
their
rat.
everyone had their fake New York accent.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh
Loved it,
my
loved it.
God,
Especially
man!
that,
His is
that-
perfect.
They're Italian,
Yeah,
little Italian mobster
Italian
New York
the
accents,
Italian
yeah.
Max-
Yeah,
New York
the Italian
accent.
mob. Thanks you. Yeah, the Italian. New
Yeah,
Yorkers, man.
he.
I get you for assaulting an officer. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
How you trust this man? He's the vigilante.
Yeah. Loved it. Loved it. Yeah, all of that
Oh,
was perfect.
man.
All of that was great. Like,
He told me high notes.
Yeah. Oh my God, yo! Speaking of high, How many high pitched voices?
There's at least 10 of them.
What you mean?
The commissioner. The commissioner's voice is the highest voice.
Oh, yeah.
It threw me off. I couldn't believe that his voice.
Well, go watch if you go watch Batman the animated series, and you watch like from the beginning when like you got the old commissioner in there and shit. It's kind of like he sound kind. It's just the
doing
way.
That on purpose.
Yeah, facts. It is or it's their natural voice, because sometimes when you got a voice like that, bro, you might have been born with that, or at least you grew up around that culture. Because I'm just saying, we're not even gonna know. You know what I mean? We're gonna get the bat. You know the bat. You're not worried about a Batman. Like
even that was deeper than whatever the hell he was doing. Like,
they be on some shit.
We're on some bullshit.
They be on some shit, bro. No. But anyways, okay. Back to the movie. We got to see Gordon. Great. We got to see how dirty the Gotham that he's trying to clean up is. Getting into the weeds of how bad Gotham is, and also that him being so bad, but him also still having his moral code. And we'll come back to that. Let me just run through the rest of this movie actually for real this time. I keep saying that and we keep stopping because I want to stop.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna let you keep riding.
Let me just rock through this. Okay. So as we get introduced to people throughout the FBI, the DA, the commissioner, we meet all these people, right? And Riddler obviously has a legitimate issue with all of them. All these people have done fucked up shit or taken bribes to look the other way on certain stuff and yada, 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 right? So that's kind of how that's kind of what has been based on the Riddler doing this whole thing. And mind you, well, this is obviously a spoiler podcast, but mind you, from the beginning of even the trailers, they tried to make us feel like the Riddler knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. That is one of the kind of pushing points of how you're feeling. Like he also, like whatever he may know about the Penguin, whatever, but he also knows Bruce Wayne is Batman. And so you got to think as we were watching this whole movie, that is still kind of looming, at least in our minds as watchers, maybe not directly in Bruce's mind yet, but as watchers, that's kind of lingering as he goes through each step. Every time he leaves a note for Batman and all this type of stuff. And so everybody he kills, like we said with the mayor, he leaves a note for Batman to follow. And that's how they kind of keep going from case to case, that they keep trying to stop things before they happen, but they never quite get there. And so that, that's how we go through. And obviously he meets up with Zoe Kravitz, Selena Kyle. We get to see, they have their initial interactions where she don't really trust him. I actually thought it was great the first time he met up with them, right? They go into the Iceberg Lounge. Well, I don't even know if it's really the Iceberg Lounge yet, technically. I don't think it's actually been called that. So I'm saying it, but I'm not sure if it's actually that. But obviously we got to see him in there. He confronts Penguin, but he sees, Zoe Kravitz in there, and he sees the boots and he recognizes them. And that's how he makes the connection. It's like, he might know this. She might know this girl. And let me work with her. So that's how that connection kind of gets built. And, we watch their relationship kind of grow through the whole thing, but it's a little more one-sided. Like you can tell Catwoman is a little more into the game of playing with this Batman than Bat is into being like, I like this girl. This is the one girl in the world who can understand me. He like, you cool or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You be kissing on me, but I will see.
Also, at the time, she was really using him to find the Russian girl.
Yeah, that too. Well, they were using each other. He wanted to try to get some information from her. She wanted to try to find her friend. And that's the thing. She was very upfront and honest about it from the beginning. Like, I need to find my friend. You need to do your thing. I just want to know that you're going to be about it when the time comes, which obviously we know Bat was never going to be about it in that way. But it doesn't mean he wasn't going to help her take him down. So they, we see that relationship develop as he, basically kind of sends her on missions. She even got to a point where she said, you don't care what happens to me in there, do you? And I thought he was going to say like something better back, but he still ain't give her none of the motion. Like, he ain't give her none of the...
man, he let that Guardians of the Galaxy prompt go, man. No choice to he just let it go. Just can't let it move.
He did the long stare. That was funny. The long stare.
Yeah, he gave it a little stare and it was like, so looks put good. This in your eye and Yeah, I think we can see that perfectly fine. Cool.
Yep.
You thought you was gonna get kissed?
Getting kissed? Nah.
No.
I don't kiss strays.
I don't kiss straight.
Don't kiss strays, man. Are you open?
Out here kissing every cat I see. Be wilding, yo. What kind of nasty bum nigga you think I am? No, so he obviously he not into it yet, and honestly, I mean, he never really gets into it. She kind of forces him.
Do it on him. She do it on him both times.
Right, like she gave him the kiss both times, and he wasn't really giving her the energy back. Is that a little? We don't have to talk about it here. I'm just saying that's a little.
That's kind of the way the relationship plays out.
I mean, it is how their relationship actually plays out, so it's not that crazy. Her being kind of more in love with his mystique, him kind of eventually falling for her a bit here and there, but also being frustrated with her constantly, not like always doing some bullshit. So yeah, like there's that in the movie as well, but it's a little weird for her to just force the kiss on him. Like in 2022, I don't know. When people were talking about how woke the movie was, they weren't talking about that part.
Oh hell no.
Nobody cared about that. Everybody only cared. It was only white people mad that it wasn't as many white people. Anyways, so they go through their whole thing. That was a great story arc to watch.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. It sneezed.
At least it's not me. Oh, and Ian laughed. Yo,
yeah, that was the first. That is the
I'm
first.
so glad that Ian is laughing at a sneeze that's not mine. I don't even know if I've ever experienced this. Like you see, that is a genuine. I don't know that I've ever.
It's because I turned that way. That's why. I'm sorry.
This is a picture. I'll cut this out the podcast, but I'm saving this clip forever.
Okay, I didn't expect to hear. I thought it would be like the ambient noise in the back that it would cancel out, and it came all the way through. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, let's keep moving.
That's great. I'm glad I was here to witness that.
Let it be noted.
Yeah, it's not just my sneezes because it was starting to feel personal.
Anybody can get it, man.
Nah, yeah, but I was starting to feel like it was just maybe niggas is just not sneezing like me out here. So, to see
it's warming up outside. Might be a little pollen sneaking around.
Oh, you already know what time it is.
Lance getting some ideas.
It might be a little nasty out here in a couple of
months. Popping a couple of them off.
Hey, no. It's only March. Give it like another 2 weeks. It's only beginning of March. Give it like 2 more weeks for them trees to really. It's been raining too. Give it like 2 more weeks for them trees to really build up. I'm gonna take the dog out and it's just gonna be sneeze fest. It's gonna be wild. I'm gonna record him and just send him to Ian. Every time I feel a sneeze, I'm just trying to make your day, bro. Just in case you feel it down today, here's my sneeze.
I got some new soundboard clips.
I got it.
Did I mix them right? Oh, this is great.
You might need these for a few beats or something. Go ahead and throw these in. You're gonna be a fire drop when they hear this on the.
Oh shit! All right, my bad. I broke your momentum again because I had to sneeze.
Oh, man.
The sneeze actually didn't even catch me because who am I to laugh at a sneeze? The sneeze, like I was just talking, so I wasn't even like. But once I looked up at the screen and saw Ian dying, I was like,
I looked up. He started cracking up. I was like,
and then like the sneeze, like I heard the sneeze, but I was so really to just like. Because I didn't think it was egregious like my sneezes sometimes be. But Ian was already mid-dying, so...
I'm going to play that shit back later.
You're going to make that shit a ringtone or something. Watch this.
Every time Gerard texts nigga.
I'm just going to text you randomly at this point, man. I'll be like, hey, yo, how's it sound on the phone? All right.
Okay.
All right, let's get back to it.
Back into this movie. I don't even know where we were at before that, but something about
Selena Kyle.
Selena Kyle was amazing.
Best take.
Her
relationship with Bruce Wayne and Ben Batman.
Yeah, so we got to see the relationship grow over the course of the film. I thought it was a good progression with their relationship growing. It didn't feel like overly forced. They definitely needed each other through most of the movie. I'm glad they didn't like do this forced, you don't trust me, I don't trust you thing either. Because, you know, like a lot of shows or movies might do that. They didn't jump to that, you know, that thing. It was kind of like
an
we need each other to
understood
the end.
mistrust, but
yeah. And then at the end, it came to, you know, we do want the same things. I get you. You kind of get me.
Yeah.
It might not work this time right now, and I'm going to get out of this city. But yeah, you know, that type of thing. So I did like that. And obviously, we got a big Easter egg from Catwoman, from Selena. She's like, yo, I'm going to Bloodhaven. That's
okay, wait. So, okay. I feel like I should know what this is. Bloodhaven?
Nightwing gang. No, I'm throwing
okay. Wait, relax. Okay. No, is it for real?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, that's where he's from. He's from Bloodhaven.
That's true. Okay.
Doing the circus and all that. He may come to Gotham. Like, we'll see.
That's interesting.
So she's going to Bloodhaven already.
They're just leaving all sorts of interesting.
They're leaving things open. 100%.
Sure are. Okay.
Yo, we doing this over here. We doing this over here. We got Bloodhaven. We got this. We got that. So yeah.
That's interesting.
So I thought that was dope. They got the Bloodhaven shout out, and they even went with the Long Halloween. It is Long Halloween. They went with the Long Halloween shit with where Falcone is her dad.
Okay.
I didn't expect them to fully go through with that, and if they did, I thought they were gonna make her the one to kill him. But obviously, with her ties to Batman, he was always gonna kind of stop her. So I wasn't sure. I didn't know she was going to try to kill him before something or like that. I thought that was how they were going to meet maybe. But still, it was cool. Speaking of Carmine Falcone.
Perfect.
He killed it. He killed it. He was a gangster the whole movie too.
He really was.
He smoked
Gangsters
that
moving
shit,
silence,
bro.
man.
The first,
yo.
Before they went to the when I was Bruce Wayne, before he went to the church building or whatever, he was like, Bruce, yeah, I remember you were yay high.
Yeah.
Me and your dad was good sports, blah, blah, blah. I was just like,
this
gangster, he's cold-blooded.
He don't give a fuck.
Blooded,
This nigga don't give a
broad day.
But that's Carmine Falcone, bro. He don't give a fuck. He do what he want. He don't care. He don't care about his own damn daughter that he knows is his. He don't care, bro. He just don't care. Even when Selena was like, "You remember Maria Kyle?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I guess." He don't really remember. But you got a gun, so I need you to chill. Like, oh yeah, okay. Even in his response, it was kind of, I don't really remember your mother, but I'm going to say, yeah. It was that Thanos, I don't know who you are. Like, it was that same type of, like, yo, fam, I know you upset right now. I know I probably caused it. I don't know what I did, though. So you're going to have to explain what got you so hot and bothered. I don't know. And relax with the little gun, man. Just like he told Thor, yo, relax with your little axe, Thor. Relax. Yo, relax. The same thing. Carmine was just like, oh, chill with the gun, though. The gun, my nigga, the gun, relax. Oh, shit. He was great. He was great. That was definitely a pause-worthy moment. He smoked that. He smoked that role.
Every scene. I mean,
every scene he was in, I was like, yeah, he's the boss. He's the guy in charge.
Yeah.
And as long as he's around, Penguin ain't doing shit. Like, Penguin moving a little more calm with Falcone around. So that was dope to see. And then obviously, it seems like Riddler still had Falcone killed at the end.
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see if that's really the end of his character arc in this early Gotham story or not. But that's why the series in the middle are so important. Damn, we definitely got sidetracked. So I was supposed to talk about two of them. Obviously, the Penguin is getting his series. And then what used to be, if you guys remember, there was when they had like that big day back in like HBO, Warner Brothers, they had this big like DC type day or whatever. And we had a bunch of those screenshots. And one of them was GCPD. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Why is the Gotham City Police getting their own show? After seeing this, I wish they were still giving the Gotham City Police their own show. And it seems like the show is still going to be that to an extent, but they're mixing it in with the Arkham Asylum stuff. So it seems like it's going to be more. Go ahead, Joe. No, my bad. No, go ahead.
Honestly, I think they're going to, because I do remember that picture you're talking about. I think they're going to kind of have them be in both the Arkham Asylum show and the Penguin show. Because I mean, now with everything that happened, Falco got smoked. we're gonna see at least some form of the Penguins rise.
Mhm.
My boss world, especially how everything ended in that movie, where it's just kind of like everything's got to be rebuilt. And then now what
And
they
everything
did
has to
with
be rebuilt anyway.
Yep, and then I guess we'll see some of the even more corrupt shit from. Well, this is just kind of speculating, but I guess I can see more of the corrupt shit that they're trying to lay down from the Arkham stuff, which
That's what I want to see.
intriguing. I never really knew anything about that concept that they
What do you
did
mean?
about like Bruce Wayne and Martha, like from the Asylum family or whatever. I never
Oh, the Arkham family.
The Arkham family. Sorry, I never thought
The Waynes
about,
and the Arkhams built.
I never thought of Arkham's being its own family. I thought it was just some comic book ass name for the jail in that universe.
Yeah,
That's
The Arkhams.
intriguing. Yeah, that part got me. I mean, the whole movie got me, but that part in particular got me. I was like, oh, this is
Like
fascinating.
Arkham? What?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, I didn't know either.
okay, cool.
But no,
But yeah, I
so
was
this
just
is-
like, well,
So this is I don't I'm trying to I don't know how much of this is I never read the whatever version has Martha Wayne being an Arkham. I've heard stuff like that suggested. I've seen like fan stuff that I never saw was like but I've never seen like the comic where this happened before. Either way, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? It's a dope concept. Like his parents are tied to the foundation of the city, which to me gives us more. And well, whatever. We're here now. His parents being tied to the birth of the city, literally on both sides, both sets of his parents. Not only that, his dad genuinely being a good guy, even though he made a mistake in putting some trust in Falcone, trying to do some he got out of pocket.
Mhm.
His mom having some troubled history, which is something that we don't normally delve into at all because, or is even ever suggested because his parents have always been kind of portrayed as
The perfect people.
Yeah, they were the just the best citizens.
Flawless,
And,
yeah. Philanthropists.
So that was interesting. And I think, and now that I think about it, is this a new thing? I'm going to do some research on this Arkham thing because if I'm not mistaken,
I feel like it might be just a deep cut, and they're bringing.
it's got to be a deeper cut because I'm pretty sure her last name is Kane,
Martha Kane.
and that's where you get Batwoman from, because her name is Kathy Kane or Katie Kane. I mean,
Kane. Yeah, Katie Kane. I see what you're doing. Okay.
and she's literally Batman's cousin. I thought that.
But they're saying her name was Martha Arkham?
In the movie, yes. Her maiden name is.
I didn't know that.
In the movie, her maiden name is Arkham.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know. Okay.
Because when they had that whole thing where they lured Bruce and Gordon to the old the foster home for their foundation, they had all the little videos sprawled up doing like the whole history and backstory, and they're talking about how like when they were together, the founding of Arkham Asylum was that Martha's mom had mental issues. And she went out and killed. She killed one of the. I think she killed her husband, which was Martha's dad. And that.
Okay.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I might have the family members wrong, but I think it was Martha's mom that went batshit insane, no pun intended. And they went ahead and made the Arkham Asylum as like a way originally to treat those with mental illness, but then now there's just a holding place for all.
I'm gonna watch it again, and we'll double verify by next week. But it's something along those lines. And then Martha herself had like an issue with something that she kind of wanted hidden away, and they didn't want to kind of bring up because she had her own issues. And then they hid it. But then when he was running for mayor, the reporter had that brought out and was like, "Yo, Martha Wayne is tied to the Arkhams who did this shit and da 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 da." So that makes for some interesting writing that also makes way for a lot of the interesting stuff we could see with like the Court of Owls that we've seen Robert Pattinson mentioning. If Bruce's lineage literally on both sides is responsible for the building of this Arkham, then what is the kind of the motivation of the Court of Owls, right? And so that's an interesting way to kind of bring them in, because either they're the founders of the Quarter Owls and they've been manipulating everything. They've been helping manipulate things in Gotham for years until their deaths, or they were in the Court of Owls. And then because they might not have wanted to play the way some of the other Owls members wanted to play, they were executed, even though right now it still seems like Falcone had his parents killed. Falcone could have been somehow tied in with the Court of Owls. Like there's a lot of different ways they could do the Court of Owls stuff. Or it could be a thing where, you know, they started the city and then they because, you know, they rose up through prominence, and then, you know, now we just hating on them. So we built our own little thing over here to, you know, do what we want, to manipulate things how we want, but we can still go to the Waynes and look like we're all upstanding people like they are. So it could be a lot of different, you know, ways around it. They did a good job in making sure we knew that his mom and dad weren't necessarily bad people. They had issues and they weren't perfect, but they weren't necessarily bad people who were looking for anything. You know, his dad wasn't looking to kill the guy, the reporter, who's another deep cut, because his name was like something. It was something Elliot. Who cares what his first name was? His name was Elliot, the reporter. Who started figuring this stuff out about Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Yeah.
And that's obviously was another way to kind of lead us down the Batman hush, the Thomas Elliot. This is if it wasn't him, it was probably his dad. And then we were at the orphanage. No. And they did a real good job of making us feel like Riddler knew who Batman was the whole time, because everything is kind of suggesting that way. Like, these even when they see the pictures he has circled at the, like, from the orphanage, little kids circled here and there, and then he was like everybody obviously they aged him around Riddler around the same age as Bruce, because he talked about Bruce Wayne, even though he didn't know Batman was Bruce Wayne. He said, "Yo, you know, everybody cared about poor old Bruce Wayne. He got to, you know, whisk away off with his butler and, you know, whatever, and everybody forgot about us." And it made it seem like maybe he was so obsessed with following Bruce's life from that point on that he might have known something. No, but he understandably, he just has that natural human hate towards the wrong person. Bruce Wayne had nothing to do with this. And actually, Thomas Wayne had nothing to do with this. If he wasn't killed, you guys would have got your money. But he was killed so that people could, and when you see, it's like, yes, you're angry, but you're misguided. So obviously we learned that the fund that was created to fund, you know, the orphanage and all these underprivileged kids and stuff like that, that money was kind of usurped and manipulated so that the mob bosses and rich people could all get some money and play under it. If Riddler had really done his research, he wouldn't have been mad at Bruce Wayne, because he would have seen that Bruce doesn't hold any of his money in any of Falcone banks. He doesn't do anything to operate with the underbelly of Gotham, which is what he was upset about. So that's my only kind of knock on it, is he's mad at, he said that the kid must pay for the sins of the father. And the sin of the father is him feeling like, well, Thomas told the guy to go kill this guy, this reporter, which isn't exactly what happened. He said, yo, just go scare him. Like, just go, you know, make him stop. And when the guy didn't stop, which is what he was expecting to do, Falcone was like, well, I'm going to do what I do. So he did his thing. But that wasn't...
I'm sure Riddler probably didn't know the nuance involved. He just knew that A connects to B and B died.
Sure. But if you this deep in knowing about the corruption and you think the son is worthy to be faulted for a decision his father made, then wouldn't you do some research and through all your research, all the seedy clubs, all the dark end night alleys, all the human trafficking and drugs and guns, and you never see Bruce Wayne show up? He ain't never there for none of it. You would think to be like, all right, maybe I don't need to kill Bruce Wayne. Maybe there's another way we can get him to donate his money or something. Maybe there's something else we can do. But he was just blinded by that rage. And that's the separation between him and Batman, right? Technically, they were kind of doing the same thing, which is the theme we saw at the end of the movie, but in completely different ways and completely misguided, because now you attacking the one nigga that's on your side, for real. And also it doesn't make any sense because you're killing people along the way, which isn't how he does things morally. So, you know, but yeah, so we got to see all these new characters. I thought they were all very good. I thought he was a good Riddler. I'm messing up his name right now. I'm blanking on his name. And it was just on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, the actor played the Riddler.
The actor, yes.
He looked familiar to me too. Like I'd seen him. Oh, Paul Dano.
Paul Dano, yeah. I thought he was a really good Riddler.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Very good Riddler, even in those moments when he was in jail and his face was fully exposed. And he looks like the guy you think has 500 followers on Twitter and thinks that he's like
There's so many
galvanizing the whole country.
His reveal and the last act. There's so much.
Yeah, that last act.
It's actually, I think it's wilder than a lot of people are not making it out to be. The timing of this is.
Oh no, it is wilder, and you know what?
It's the timing. We'll get there. That's all I gotta say.
It is wild timing, and no, you're right. You're right, 100%.
That kind of blew my mind. I was like, this was gonna drop
in 2020
last year or 2020. It was either 2020 or no. You know what? I think the first delay was February 2021. If I'm right.
No, you're right. You're right. It was 2021. Sorry, yes.
And given January 6th, I was like, yo, if this came out at the first delay release, this would have been nutty.
What am I missing?
We'll tie it together.
All right,
we'll tie it together because it is some wild shit to see how that kind of played out versus how this played out, and
had to do a double take in the theater, like.
Yeah,
no one not catch this shit.
There were some moments that made me feel uncomfortable, and I just was like,
"Man,
I won't be that guy."
Insane. Yeah, I didn't say it out loud in the theater, but I was kind of thinking, like, did anyone? All right,
no, no, they're too worried about things being too woke because she said the city is full of corrupt white men. You know, that's the line that send people over the bar, right? That's the line, like Catwoman saying, the city is full of corrupt, rich white men.
I knew it was when she said it. I was like,
She said,
now I was like,
rich, white privileged.
Yeah.
Some to that.
It all spells out the same thing, though.
Yeah, it spells out, this is what y'all niggas is like in real life. This is what all you white people are. The second y'all get money, y'all rich, y'all turn into this a lot.
Yep.
That's not true 100%. I met a man today that must have been very rich. He was a very nice white dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't use it in absolutes, but
you get
more often than not, it's a fair guess, or
when you reach a certain level,
yeah.
When you the CEO, the DAs, all this stuff in the city where all the corruption is happening, all the drugs come through, and everybody knows it, but you somehow haven't caught any of it. But also, you're very, very rich for a politician. All right, man.
Yeah, man. It's like cheap Monopoly, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just two ways to get to the top. Sometimes we take the other way.
Yeah, but
sometimes
Monopoly,
we skip over Boardwalk.
But you know what?
We're supposed to land on it.
You know what happens in Monopoly though? I can flip the board and say, fuck all this shit.
This some bullshit. Fuck the boardwalk. You only like it because it's blue and that's
in real life, I really just have to watch Elon Musk get 10 boardwalks. Like I just have to watch that happen. I have to watch all of us get paid the same money while gas prices skyrocket and they tell us we're supposed to be going back to offices. That's what I watch. Like, it's kind of wild
my gas
in real life.
I was up.
But
taxes one way or the other.
Are they gonna fuck us one way or another? You thought the people was just gonna be working from home and having a blast now? No, this country is not about making our citizens
all them
the best
stimulus
citizens
checks.
possible.
You're gonna take it out of the gas.
We're gonna take it somewhere.
Take it off the top of that gas price.
Facts. Yeah, $5 a gallon. Hey, y'all be easy though. Hey, ain't nobody getting a pay bump either. When you delivering? Nah. You be all right.
Yeah, I'm over it, man. $50 for gas. Wow.
Mine was 45 in my little humble Honda Civic. I'm fucking mad.
Why you think? Yeah, Sam.
I got that car because it was gas efficient.
Not anymore, nigga. Ain't nobody gas efficient.
I might as well go get my clown makeup right now.
Facts.
Oh man.
Next time I fill up my gas tank, I'm gonna just put a red bright ass nose on my face.
Because I'm clearly a fucking goofy out here driving with this goddamn.
Oh Jesus.
See, at least
is that me or you? Oh, that's you. Oh, I was like, is that Kingsley Barnum?
At least Zeus, at least he understands.
He mad at the gas prices too, bro.
He got really vexed just now.
We said gas price and he was like, yo, even
shit $4, man.
Y'all niggas playing with the gas prices.
I can't even go to the park as much anymore because of these gas prices.
Right. See, gotta relate to yourself. You got a reason to be mad.
It all trickles down.
It all comes back. Well, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we get a nice fun walkthrough with all these different characters. Riddler, like we said, great take on him. We'll get into more of that final act and his arc with how he kind of did things. But I'm trying to think what other characters here were main focuses. Again, I guess we didn't fully jump on it, but Jeffrey Wright again as Gordon through the different phases from trusting Batman, from being the only one who trusts Batman to having to kind of test Batman to kind of be like, yo, chill out, like this ain't the, you know. A lot of cool moments with him as a growing Jim Gordon, and I feel like that's the best part of this movie to me. It's the thing that never mind. I'm doing it myself. I'm doing what I'm telling y'all not to do.
That's your best part, you think, right now?
That is a good part. That's a very good part that he played right now. He's one of my favorites, and I'll get to some of the reasons why I thought he was really high up there. But obviously Batman follows the clues. We see him get towards the end and then he starts to worry about thinking, yo, y'all know it's me. Like, y'all know I'm Batman. And he's like, fuck, like you're going to expose me to try to get famous, try to get your name out there. You know, you feel underrepresented, not looked at, you feel small and bro, all the shit that you don't need your villain feeling. And that's exactly how he feels. And he's like, yo, I'm finally going to make it big. And you think it's going to be with exposing Batman and fucking the city up. And no, actually, he makes a great, monologue about how I don't need to know who you are. You're who you are right now, the same way I'm who I am. And he talks to Batman. That we'll dive into that here as we go through the last act. But that talk with Batman was about how, it's you who inspired me. It wasn't the Penguin or Falcone or the underbelly of the world of Gotham that inspired me. You did. You made me. You made the Riddler. You made me. That is something I feel like we don't see often. A lot of times it's just, this is Batman and those are his villains and his villain's a villain because, he's a villain. And maybe we'll do a slight backstory here or there, but it's not too much into it. And hey, this is Joker. You know that's Joker. Hey, that's Scarecrow. You know that's Scarecrow. Hey, that's Bane. You know it's Bane. He's just fucked up because he's fucked up. There's no real... Bane may have been the closest one we kind of got to it, but the idea that Batman creates a lot of his own villains, one, because people think he's just some crazy dude running around in a mask trying to change shit, but also he's got a no-kill rule. So, the worst that'll happen is you'll beat the shit out of me and I get to go to Arkham. I get to go to Arkham. Mm-hmm. That's it. If I can take the ass whooping, I pretty much tell him I'm fixed. I get back out and do what I want over and over and over. So I like that was kind of insinuated at with the whole, him letting Batman know, like, you inspired me. I thought we were in this together type thing. Mm-hmm. So that was really dope to see. And then obviously at the end, like I said, we get the shout out to Bloodhaven as she dips off out there, as Selina dips off to Bloodhaven. We didn't get any Robin references. I mean, obviously other than Bloodhaven, which I don't look at it like a Robin reference. It's really more of a Dick Grayson reference. I think they don't even have to show us a Dick Grayson anytime. They could just, maybe the third movie is a time jump. And instead of showing us Robin at all, they could just jump into, this is Dick Grayson. And actually we have this relationship already because of what they don't have to show us a Dick Grayson origin story. We don't got to see his family die at the circus. We don't have to see Batman recruit a 10-year-old. We don't have to actually watch any of that, which is my favorite thing about this whole thing is the way they've presented stuff. We just have open lanes. We don't have to go down any one traditional Batman path. You can do different things here that still feel Batman, but don't feel like the same old story we're used to getting with every single person. So anyways, so we got to see that. We get to see the Riddler thwarted at the end, like he's going to be. Obviously, it's a Batman story still. But he is thwarted, but he's not really thwarted in the way you think a superhero movie ends, right? It's not like, we lock him up, or he locked himself up. One, he's in Arkham by his own choosing. He got himself locked up, right? Yep. So that one is already different than anything else. He didn't get into this big ass fight with Batman where they're boxing and beating. They didn't do all that. No, I'm locked up because I want to be. And actually, you go finish the rest of my plan. And he does that. And so that's a big difference there already. You've got, obviously, we get to see the Easter egg with Joker. His name is Barry Keoghan, right? That's his name. That's his name. Barry Keoghan. Maybe I can't pronounce it. Sorry, white people. Don't cancel me or be mad at me for not being able to pronounce your weird ass names.
He's playing.
He's playing the Joker.
I watched one of the Mercy Austin videos and they said his name, but that was Friday night.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's Barry Keoghan, I think. Obviously, he was also in Eternals, which we all enjoyed.
He was in Eternals. Yes.
And Eternals.
Oh, wait a minute. Where? Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays the guy who can manipulate your mind.
Yeah, he was Druid.
Druid.
He's gonna be this series' Joker.
I
can see.
I have doubts, but I should know better.
They gave us his iteration of the laugh, so that's one.
They did, which I thought was good.
I thought it was good. I thought it was good.
I like the fact that he's already recruiting people at Arkham to help him do different shit, but he's not calling himself the Joker yet. And so we'll use this to kind of transition because the post-credit scene wasn't really a post-credit scene.
I didn't even know it was a post-credit scene. I left.
Yeah, it wasn't really a post-credit scene. It was just it's basically just saying, oh, there will be more.
Yeah.
Like the Riddler will be back type thing.
It wasn't Riddler will return in the Batman 2 or something.
Yeah, more or less. It wasn't like,
the Batman.
Or even if he doesn't return in this second one, he'll return in a version of, he'll return in some capacity to this trilogy or, this series. He could come back in the Arkham series or anything like that too. So there's no lock in on, when he'll come back, but knowing that he'll be around, that's all the post-credit scene was. So we'll use this to kind of move into some more detailed speculation and but also reviews of certain moments, because the Joker moment I thought was big. We don't see his face, but you can tell that he doesn't really have any makeup on. And he's not calling himself the Joker at this time. That's confirmed by Matt Reeves. But
he's contorted.
But his face is contorted. I
did see some scars or something.
Yeah,
I honestly thought that was Two-Face.
No. Actually, I'm pretty sure we're gonna,
because it looked like it, it had the thing.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Nah, even with the riddle,
even with the riddle he provided it could apply to a coin, though he said it was a friend.
He was a friend, but it could have been a coin. That
could have been.
That would have been interesting. I don't think that's it at all. I'm pretty sure he's Joker. I think actually Matt Reeves confirmed that he is Joker.
Yeah, he's Joker.
And Matt Reeves confirmed that he doesn't have the makeup or anything yet. So if they really want to go for a different version of Joker, I think it'd be cool to watch Joker, but Joker never leaves Arkham Asylum. And actually never gets his makeup. Maybe towards the end of the third movie, he's breaking out or he's come out. And now he's got the makeup. He's developed this persona. I think it'd be cool to watch how he manipulates shit from Arkham. Because there's already, obviously him and Batman have already had an interaction here. And for you to get thrown into Arkham at this time, he did something wild, right? He did some wild ass shit already if he's being thrown into Arkham. So what did he do? Why hasn't he developed the Joker persona version of himself yet? And they said he's kind of based. They said this Joker is based on the Joker Who Laughs.
Really?
When you take those things into consideration, we could see a much more grounded Joker, like we've seen grounded versions of all these other characters doing things that feel more realistic, other than just the Joker getting thrown off a building by Batman but still being alive, or Joker being in a random plane crash but still living at the end of it. That stuff is cool, and it's what we've seen Joker do in comics and all these other things. But I don't really want to see him. I don't want to see him do that in this type of universe. I want to see him actually have to make more realistic decisions, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm interested in that. He looks interesting. I want to see how long they can do a Joker without the makeup. I think that would be the coolest thing to see how long they do it. Obviously, Heath Ledger did it for a little bit, but I think it'd be really cool to see them go at least the whole second movie without Joker ever putting on the makeup.
I don't even think he needs the makeup.
I don't think he needs it. I think there's so much to Joker that you can do without him ever doing anything else.
Yeah.
I just think there's a lot of power there. So
that would be interesting.
I'm interested. I don't know how that concept sounds to y'all, but
Yeah, it'd be a good. I mean, honestly, I'm just curious to see how they what they do with him, because now that I know who it is, I'm very curious to see what they actually do. But that's pretty good. It's good. It's a good concept.
Yeah. Yeah. And as we're kind of into this, so obviously just a little bit of speculation here, but one of the best things I think this movie did leave us with was all these open spaces and these power vacuums. Like obviously we know Penguin is going to fill one of those vacuums. We know how Penguin is. But also there's a DA missing right now.
Oh yeah.
Guess who you think is probably going to run for DA soon? Now, we could see the same thing with Harvey Dent. He can be the DA and not ever turn into Two-Face in the whole trilogy. He doesn't have to become Two-Face here. You could just show him and Bruce's relationship and friendship. Actually, you can use Harvey Dent as what brings Bruce into being more Bruce. You know what I mean? Like, with Bruce, I kind of, when Harvey's around, I'm willing to come out the house a little more. That's my buddy from childhood. He's just moved back to Gotham. He wants to do. There's so many things you could do with Harvey without ever making him Two-Face, without making him this corrupt. Like he can be a good guy because Harvey is a good guy up until he gets fucked.
I feel like they kind of left that to the mayor with how she was talking with Bruce about how he could use his funds. So it seemed like she might pull him into the philanthropy Bruce role.
I think she'll definitely be a part of it, but I think that's
definitely be a character going forward, and this probably will be a trilogy. So.
No, for sure. She'll be the mayor for the same way Gordon will be the police commissioner. Like
police commissioner.
It's definitely things like that which are good to see. But whether Bruce, especially with everything Bruce sees now with all the corruption. Mm-hmm. I don't know for a fact that he fully trusts everybody. Yeah, he's going to have to develop different relationships. And because the mayor is in a position where she don't really trust him yet, got to remember, we're still at a point where really it's Gordon who trusts, you know what I mean? Like, so he's not opening up, but I can see Harvey, depending on how they do Harvey's backstory or where Harvey's from or how Harvey and Bruce know each other. If they do it in a certain way, they could do it to where, Harvey is coming back to Gotham, and that's what gets Bruce to come outside a little more. Bruce might, hearing that from her might get Bruce to say, hey, you know what? Let me focus a little more on our finances so I can donate a little more here and here and here so people know that the Wayne Foundation is doing things. Of course. So that I can see what you're saying there. But I think the person who actually kind of get him to come outside and flirt with the random girls and be that Playboy philanthropist.
He might get Playboy Batman.
If we're gonna see any of that, I think Harvey would be the person to help pull some of that out of him.
Yeah, I see.
Without him ever having to be, Two-Face. And I think that's key. I love this, and that's why I love this aesthetic. When people are saying it's the best Batman movie, I think that's fine. And I think for me, it's just because of the potential it has. And I think it does have the potential to be the best trilogy because I like where it started.
Very strong start.
It's a strong start. And it's a strong way to build this universe out to where it's Batman. You kind of have an idea of what's going on, but it's different than what we've seen before. It doesn't feel like another Nolan trilogy. It doesn't feel like a continuation of whatever Batflick was doing and Snyder was doing with that. This is different.
It's so smart.
Different, but familiar.
Yeah. And it's just so wise to take this approach because not a lot of people know this side of Batman.
Right.
So this is like a fresh take to, those people.
Some Batman. This is like wow too.
This is brand new. It to them.
And that's definitely something Gerard has been saying. Oh my bad. No, go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah, I thought he was gonna say something. But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying Detective Batman. That's all I'm saying.
Oh
yeah. I mean, like I keep telling everybody this. I told y'all, told others, not part of power, whatever. This too. Told family this. Ever since that very first trailer, I was like, yo, this gives me. We're gonna go for the younger, less experienced, more scrappy Batman that's gonna lean more on detective shit. And if we get that, I think this will be one of the best Batman movies if they deliver it right. We'll have to see about Robert Pattinson. I'm gonna keep an open mind. Because I haven't seen anything else outside of Twilight stuff. And that was well over a decade ago at this point. So, or maybe about a decade. I don't know when those movies ended. But anyway, So I'm just glad that they delivered it very well. And I have to, it had me the same way of like one of the newer Spider-Mans where I was like, dang, this was so good. I have to go watch some of the other ones and see if this is my favorite or not, or at least top 3 or top 2.
Yeah.
It's my second right now. That's why I say top 3, but it's like my second favorite right now. I gotta rewatch Dark Knight.
Yeah, I kind of I gotta rewatch Dark Knight because
I gotta rewatch Dark Knight, and I
I can't believe how good this movie was.
Yeah, it just
Like,
there's just so many like things that just stick out to me as like high moments. Every time he enters that lounge, it's like the flash of red lights. Like the car, the introduction to the Batmobile. It's like this monster just like that screech. I was in there like, oh, like yo, let's go. That was incredible. And that whole scene of everything, it's raining hella hard.
Yeah.
And then Ping was like, "Yeah, I got you. You see Murph flying through." And he's like,
and did you catch? Maybe I said this before, but did y'all catch the fact that in the fire there's a bat symbol?
Yes, I caught that too.
He comes through.
Yes,
I didn't see that. Oh,
that was fire.
Watch that scene again.
That was amazing.
That car chase was fantastic.
It was
amazing.
So good.
Amazing. And they didn't make us sit through it 4 or 5 times. They did it one good car chase scene. It was fire.
I was on the edge of my seat, man.
So good.
I've never been on the edge of my seat in a movie. It was like this shit had me like concerned. Like, oh shit, this nigga might. Oh man, he made it through that though.
I suggest that people go watch Batman Year One. It's an animated movie, but I suggest people go watch that.
Oh yeah. That was
to make some comparisons. I also think, funny enough, this might sound weird, but obviously you can watch Batman Hush as well to get some of the same vibe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna rewatch that after watching this.
Yeah,
and they slick put Hush in there too.
They did.
They had a little.
Well, they put the Hush. That we know that's just a straight up reference for those who know.
Like,
that Hush on the thing.
That was for you.
That was for those who know, and that was to trick those who know. To make you feel like, yo, this Riddler.
This really is Hush. Yeah, like
So,
God, so good.
So that was really good. What I'll say about this movie as a whole is, I think this is the closest to a live action Batman the Animated Series you can get. Because
I got you.
I can see.
Because the ending is technically positive, right? And I was talking to who was I talking to? It might have been Billy. He was like, the ending is positive, and it's I don't want the next movie to be as gritty. I do, and I think it will be.
We're actually about to get beat down to the dark gothic, like gritty everything.
And I want it to be even grittier. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I want them to go R with the next one and say fuck all this shit and really go hard. I know they won't. They'll probably stick to PG-13 and toe the line again. And that's fine. I'm still okay with that. I won't judge it or anything for that. But I wish they would, only because I feel like what they did was they give you this, what this movie did was give you that, hey, Batman did stop the bad guys. The mayor didn't, the new mayor. And that's what I was going to tell y'all earlier. Having to see the black woman mayor get shot triggered me a little bit. That was a little bit like, but I was like, no. And I think this was part of the edits, and I don't know if they'll ever tell us this or not, but I'm pretty sure they edited like how bad that shot was, because she should have been shot point blank. Like, Buddy should have been able to miss.
It looked she got domed off.
It looked like she was out.
It looked like it was done. Like, no. And then it was like just a little flesh wound on the side. They got some medics over there.
I was just like, I literally hit the whole, oh dear God. I hit the Denzel Washington.
I did. I was like, they not about to do this in front of my face.
I would have been upset.
Y'all not going to kill the mayor-elect black woman, bro. Y'all not going to do that.
Worst Batman movie of all time.
And she's not corrupt or nothing. It was going to go bad. But somebody got to Matt Reeves was like, hey, bro, don't do that. Somebody was probably like, hey, you shouldn't even shoot her at all. But if you're gonna shoot her, just make it real low. Like it was a flesh wound she got, bro. Like they hit her with a rubber bullet. Like she ain't get hit with no real yappa or nothing. She got hit, she got knocked down, and they brought her right back. I was like, okay, all right, we can live with that. I can live with that happening because they fixed it real fast. But at the end of the film, it gives us that whole, we kind of solved the problem, similar to kind of what we get in Young Justice a little bit too, to a degree, where it feels like, we made some progress, but shit's still kind of fucked up. We still got shit to solve, even though the main thing or the main threat that was causing the problem might be in Arkham or put away. There's still a bigger thing going on, and a lot of the Batman the animated. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at here. The flood happens, cities underwater. We're still fucked up. Like, this ain't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. So, yeah, like, we have to, like, you know, the next movie shouldn't just come in with, oh, I'm on a farm with Selena now and we're just cuddled up. Like, nah, bro, it's still some shit to do. Like,
I was honestly surprised they even flooded the city at all. Like, I didn't think they were going to go all the way with it. I thought
did it the whole way. You thought they're gonna cut it out?
I thought what we were seeing were like cuts to what might happen if his plan does come to fruition. I didn't know it was actually happening, and then it was actually happening. I was like, oh shit!
I'm not gonna lie, that scene of him
all
with
over the place.
He had a little scene in the water at the end, and he's walking like as he's leading, as he saves the mayor now.
Flare.
And obviously that's the moment of, hey, I need the people need to understand that I'm not a threat to everybody. I'm here to protect y'all. I'm on y'all's side. And we had a couple moments like that because even at the beginning when he saved the old man, right? The old man was like, don't hurt me. And he just looked at him like, fam, are you stupid? I just fought like 8 niggas for you. And you think I'm going to hurt you now? You think I'm going to fuck all of them up to come rob you now? Like, are you serious? But I get it. You see some random dude in the back costume. You're like, I don't know what's this nigga on. Like, I'm not just going to assume you are a hero. Like, the fuck? Like, nah, I'm not just gonna take your word for that. It's Gotham. Like, everybody crazy. So nah, I get it. Plus, they've been fed propaganda about Batman and whatnot, you know. So you understand the you know, that push away. But now he just saved the mayor. He's got the commissioner who's already the new, obviously our up and coming commissioner, Gordon, who knows, you know, what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? We have more of this established. And so it does make me interested to see like where this stuff goes with these different relationships he's building slowly but surely in this time. You know, the mayor may not really like how he goes about everything still, but he did save her from this flooding and, you know, helped him out, let him out and all that type of stuff. I thought that was a really powerful scene as he's leading them through the water, through the flood, and he's got the flare and it's I was like, this is going to win some sort of cinematography award, right? Like it has to. It's beautiful. This is a beautiful shot.
A lot of shots.
It's a beautiful shot.
A lot of beautiful shots.
Color,
Batman with the cape and the water. Like, yo, come on, man. Yo, you're not. Who beating that this year? Who beating that this year for cinematography? I'm sorry, and this is not a comparison, but Doctor Strange not going to have no shot like that. It's just not. It's not going to have a shot like that that's going to evoke that much emotion. Probably not.
I can't. I can't think of any Marvel project this year. Nah. Yeah, because everything that's coming out this year is by a known director from previous things for the most part, outside of I think funny enough, outside of Doctor Strange. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, who's doing
that's Sam Raimi. We might get a couple, but it's still MCU, so everything's kind of got a formula.
Yeah.
We might get 1 or 2 interesting things because it's Sam Raimi, but still, I agree with you. No, I agree with you.
I think you will. But that's what I mean is that level of
the cinematography on this was just
you're not gonna get as much of that, man. You know what? I'll be fair to Shang-Chi as well. Shang-Chi had some really good cinematography shots.
It did.
So I don't want to be like
that was all fresh. That was all fresh people too. Yeah, no,
I'm not comparing the two at all. I'm not trying to compare DC to Marvel. I think it's actually a dumb comparison because I actually think DC has always been built to make solo movies like this better than Marvel ever could. And Marvel showed us that by combining all their shit together, they made a great universe. But they can't do solo movies like this anymore that are this disconnected, that are only about not this.
Marvel, not MCU, Marvel Studios.
Yeah, everything Marvel Studios does now has to be connected. And we'll see what the Spider-Man stuff does or what the Venom stuff does, but we ain't really jumped on here and been hype about Morbius or the Venom movies or none of that
that's
stuff.
That's gonna be average. I'm
just
gonna watch it as a matinee when no one knows.
Yeah,
I saw this.
That's all I'm saying. Like,
I'm gonna do everyone a solid, and that's it.
All I'm saying is the solo Marvel movies that we have got ain't been, at least in recent years, since the X-Men stuff, haven't been great.
That's true. The last solo that's on MCU is Logan.
It's Logan, and that's amazing film. Amazing film. But Marvel Studios didn't do that, right?
No, that was Fox's that was Fox's last.
That was Fox's farewell.
That was the last thing,
and it was a good one.
But New Mutants took forever to come out.
Yeah, and that was
so. I watched it, but
but I think we all know.
It's on HBO Max.
Yeah, it is. And
one day I'll watch it. One day.
I know that. I'm aware.
No, I know exactly where it is. Yeah, I see it.
I know where it is too.
I know where it is. No, you ain't gotta tell me. I know. It's just
Maybe one day.
Yeah, I think anybody comparing the two, I think you're dumb if you're comparing MCU and DCU. I think it's stupid. They do different things because they were in different positions. They have always been in different positions. DC tried to do this universe thing to try to combat with Marvel. It didn't really work. What works are these solo films. Aquaman, not the best.
Honest,
looked amazing. This looks amazing. Black Adam looks amazing.
I want to get a Matt Reeves version of every one of these characters, bro. Solo.
Well,
it don't got to be connected.
They don't all fit the Matt Reeves style. But if he takes the same attention to detail to every character, the Batman thing is different because of literally the nigga who wrote The Long Halloween taught this nigga how to write movies.
Yeah,
literally.
That's
aesthetically
different.
The darkness.
That's different. This was always going to be a different level once you know that information.
That's what they're supposed to be.
But the next shit, I don't know. Like, would he?
You know what? Yeah, I don't know if
get
this
to the
style.
depths of a Green Lantern? Would he work for a Flash? Would he work?
I don't have enough DC knowledge to really give enough.
I just don't know.
Well,
I don't know enough Matt Reeves to know. That's what I think. I just don't know Matt Reeves enough. Like, I'd have to how would he make a character like Flash? You know, depending on which version of Flash he goes with one, which would be a big tell and a big split in the DC community, first of all. But then, is he going to be more funny? Is he going to be more like?
Just based off of Planet of the Apes, I think he'd do a solid Aquaman or Wonder Woman.
I could see him doing something. I mean, everybody could do a better Wonder Woman than Wonder Woman 84, but
because not Black Panther. Jesus Christ, Planet of the Apes.
Ian, you told me you lucky you black nigga. You lucky you black boy. That would have been the one.
Flag is this part of the top of the timestamp. Right. This is a timestamp to review.
That nigga said,
it's the week. It's this little.
How you say Black Panther? Oh no, I mean
the week after Black.
We would not let a white person say that and get away with that in.
Hell nah.
No man, we all get the stink eye hard as fuck. I'll put my shades off.
Like yo,
what you saying, boy?
So you was thinking of Planet of the Apes and Black Panther popped in your mind.
That's wild, bro. I don't even know how that happened.
A week after.
Ian, we 7 days out of Black History Month and we still taking L's like this. This is wild.
It'd be your own people.
It'd be your own folks. Is that what I started this video off with? It'd be your own people.
Oh man. But the camera don't even want to show me. But
the camera's like, do we want to focus again?
I think the way Planet of the Apes was, told and shot, it feels like a Wonder Woman, or it could. It feels like that theme could fit into Wonder Woman or an Aquaman.
Yeah, they hit he can hit those big like
regal
sweeping like scenes of like a lot of people charging at each other.
Yeah.
A large building. I can see that. I can see I can see Wonder Woman more than Aquaman, but that's probably
I definitely
get still. But I think
I agree what you're saying. I see what you're saying though.
I see what you're saying too.
Yeah. Obviously, we got to see a lot of Easter eggs as well too, man. Back to Riddler being so cool, such a good casting, because obviously they called him by his real name, right, Edward Nashton, and
yes, I
wasn't expecting that. Like I thought they might just say he's Ed or something like that or whatever. I didn't expect them to really give him his whole name, but they gave him his whole name. He's not even going by Edward Nygma.
Yeah, he's not
at all. He's going by Nashton.
That's why I was like, oh, okay, Edward. Okay, that's his last name.
But I think that's great because, he's still early Riddler. Like he's just become this. So for him to be his name to already be Enigma, pretty funny. Let's not push it. So he's still Edward Nashton. This guy's being booked as Edward. Like, yo, it's a regular dude still. He ain't nothing crazy, and I just like that. What we were talking about earlier, Ian, is obviously if this movie had came out around election season and all that, and we saw insurrections and all that craziness.
Inauguration, yeah.
And then we see, inauguration is what I meant to say, not election. And then you see this movie in Batman where this dude with 500 followers, he literally says, I have 500 followers, and now he gets them to show up. Not only does he get them to be able to show up here all when they want to, they all get to the top of this big Madison Square Garden,
Like the little light scaffolding.
Floorboard, light
Scaffolding. Yeah.
scaffolding and all that. And they're all up there with high-powered weapons. No issues. Nobody caught them on the way in. No one got arrested along the way. Nobody was caught. Everybody got in easy peasy. And upstairs on that scaffolding, no issues, like with their weapons. That's a wild thing to see happen because white people really do that. And not even just with the inauguration. We saw them do it with the Capitol building in Oregon. We've seen white people, militias do wild shit like this whenever. They did it to Ahmaud Arbery when they just decided this guy has stolen something, so we're gonna kill him. Kyle Rittenhouse did the same thing, took his high-powered weapon and his mama drove him across state lines to go defend property that they don't own either. So it's the same type of shit. They listened to this guy this random dude on the internet, feed them a bunch of information. Some of it might have been true. Some of it was true, which is the scary part when you relate it to what we're experiencing in our real lives. These crazy white people that are online getting like that this stuff really does like amp them up because I can talk shit about this random goofy white dude and his stupid ass black co-host and him doing that. He don't see the danger in it. What he's actually doing is saving his own ass. Because what he doesn't understand is there is some white incel loser out there with no friends but internet friends who has a gun, and he is online and he is talking about hating black people every day, and they have a community. Just because we don't see those tweets all the time, we don't see the messages, they do that for real in real life. I've seen it. Yeah, I hate black people. Me too. Fuck them. Yeah, I want to kill. That happens in real life on our social media. Actually, to the point where I remember I talked about this to a white coworker at one of my first jobs. And this is how you know that like white people really will never understand what we go through. Because he was like, yo, it's just a couple people online. How many people online do it take to get 5, 10, 20 people with assault rifles to start shooting at some shit? It only took one in Colorado. How many people online does it take for white people to go do some crazy, wild shit? I don't know. And I don't want to know. But I do know we've seen this happen online multiple times. We see this thing go on. The insurrection came from these people organizing themselves online. Now, luckily, a lot of them seem to have shown up without weapons. They weren't trying to seem like they weren't trying to necessarily promote violence, but they still attacked the state capitol.
State capitol.
They did.
They still stormed the state capitol. Guns or no guns. They stormed the state capitol. In real life, that wasn't a Batman movie. That really happened.
That's going down in history.
You saw yeah. We're gonna tell our kids, friends,
we were alive.
One woman died, and then they told us we should feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
Tell Cairo.
Bro, can you imagine having to explain this to him?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Here's the thing. I think we were the last. I'm sorry, Drew. We were the last generation that was able to delude ourselves with the system. I can make the system work. I can go to college. I can get the job. I can make the system work. I think we're the last generation to delude ourselves into that system.
Yeah, we're the last one for sure.
Because we're the one. First of all, we're the ones getting fucked for buying into.
Yeah, we're the ones.
We're the ones getting fucked. So now college was as expensive as it was for us. Nobody wants to cancel the student loans. We still should have to pay them. Literally now we're watching. We've been watching gas prices rise steadily over the last few years anyway, but we haven't talked about it. But now we're getting a spike because of war. We have to live through a pandemic, even though we've seen it. We've lived through the bullshit with these bosses and these companies being underpaid. Once you start getting into the workforce, you start working, you realize, fam, I can't buy no house no time soon. Not if I'm a single dude by myself. If you single and by yourself right now, how can you afford a home on one salary right now? If you're just an average person, I don't know how you could afford a home.
Good question.
I genuinely do not know. If you're not with someone else, another person, and the niggas on Big Bang Theory had something going. It looked crazy on the show because it's like, these niggas are 30 living together. You ain't got no choice. And not just in California and New York like we used to joke about. It's everywhere. This shit is expensive as a bitch. Every fucking where. So
Georgia used to be the jug. No, for whatever reason.
No, this not the secret gem no more. Y'all niggas got hot. Everything expensive.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas gonna have to move to Idaho and Minnesota and fucking the middle of nowhere now to get some. We're gonna have to start filling up the Dakotas or something. We got to make the Dakota
Kanye ahead of the curve, man.
Of course he went to Wyoming. Nigga, that makes sense. It's wild to buy land anywhere that's populated. It's all inflated. It's all ridiculous. And that's why I always thought it was funny.
Go to them big square states.
I always think it's funny that you ever hear people say like, you know, you should invest in land because it's the one thing they can't make any more of. You're right, but they can cram more people in. Y'all can cram more people in. And now that you made the one thing that the earth gave us for free a commodity, like they might as well just charge us to breathe next. Hey, if you took 5-10 breaths a day, make sure you deposit your $20 a day to breathe.
You better not sneeze either.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's a fine.
That's a fine.
There's a
$100 fine for sneezing. Ain't no sneezing while you breathing. Are you crazy? You better go into the non-breathing chamber.
Take that all in.
I'm telling you, like, and that sounds crazy. I don't know how far off we are from that, bro.
That's gross.
Oh, yeah.
Recycling air, yo. Why are you giving people ideas? People in 10 years about to be like, yo, they popped off on that episode.
Oh man.
Oh shit, I hate that.
Shout out to the Matrix, man.
all I'm saying is shit is wild out here.
It is.
And for us to have experienced it, we see it's all bullshit and we've learned a lot. These white people are learning from shit like that. Like that to them. Now, they were thwarted. They didn't actually end up killing anybody, whatever. That does one of two things. It makes people go, yo, people don't like that, or people think you're being extremist, even though you think you're helping. And maybe there's a couple smart people amongst that group who say, you know, I watched the Batman and the message I got from it was maybe I should look a little further because, you know, they really had no reason to shoot that new mayor. That new mayor-elect didn't do nothing wrong. She was going to get killed for no reason. So maybe some of those people will think that way. I'm going to go ahead and doubt it. But maybe some of them will look at that and take that message. More likely, they're going to say, we could do it better than that. So it makes me nervous for Mayor Keisha and stuff like that. It makes me nervous for, stuff like that with Black prominent figures around the country who somebody might just decide, let's fuck it all up. Mm-hmm. They already think Black people are responsible for all the violence in America because they've been lied to. They already pin it all on us, you know, even though they started this country with violence. So, you know, but it's just wild to kind of to see that in a movie. And I'll admit it didn't leave like a sour taste in my mouth because I do think the movie's still great overall. I still think it's amazing. But it did make me look at it and go, it made me a little sick to watch it happen because I was like, the whole time I was just like, yo, Batman, please come in and sweep this up. Like somebody come in and sweep this up. And I was really hoping they got it before they got that shot off on the mayor. It was really my hope. Yeah. But obviously they got it off. And like we said earlier, they smoothed through it real fast. So it didn't bother me as much as I think it would have if we had to see massive blood outlet and she might not make it. And, you know, we all got to come together to drag her out of the flood. Like it was very much, she walked herself out of the area. Like it's cool, but it made me uncomfortable because I've seen those crazy white people talk that same way online and it really only be 400 or 500. We think as Black people in our community, I'm not saying us, but in our community, a lot of people think, yo, you're not popping. You ain't got nothing going. If you don't have 1,000, 10,000 followers, if you don't got 100,000, you're not popping. You can't get nothing. Your boy have 500 followers and you think it's crazy. These little sects, these little crazy militias, they be having 200 followers. You ignore their page because you're like, you a loser. People even tell them that. Yo, you a lame, you a loser. You only got 200 followers. You don't even know nobody like you. Da-da-da. Yo, I got 200 followers who fuck with everything I say though. You don't know that. And that's what I said that when I was just promoting like content creation in general. The number is nice to have when you got 10,000 people that really fuck with you. It's nice to have that number. But if 10,000 people follow you because you had a funny moment and only 10 people ever want to interact, that 10,000 don't mean shit. Not really. You got to get those people to interact. Yo, he got 200 strong followers of niggas that already are down. They got weapons, is down to do what he's saying, want to kill people. That's a real life thing. That's not just this movie. That happens in real life. Whether they act all the time or not, that happens in real life. I've seen it with my own eyes on Twitter, and I know there's other places on the internet where it's going even worse than that. Like, I know that for a fact. So that part, I don't know how y'all felt about it. Y'all let me know. But y'all let me know, like, at that, it hit a little too close to reality for me to just shrug it off as, yeah, that was fiction. Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah, this comes from a real place.
Oh yeah, like when pretty much everything from like to him to Batman investigating Riddler's little dingy apartment and finding the the little video, the live stream stuff of the having all dudes like, yeah man, we're with you brother, and we're gonna bear arms. And I was like, oh wait a minute, and then it showed the actual event and everything crescendoing there, climaxing. I was just like, oh man, wait a minute. Oh fuck! They actually did this shit. All these, and then when they all jumped down the scaffolding, they had their little Riddler, non-Zodiac killer looking get-ups, and they just let the guns go on folks down there, and it was chaos. And this was all like in that Gotham at night, dark at night stuff, or late, whatever. And I was just like, this is insane, because not to the fact of if it's realistic or not, or relatable, or something to be like, oh yeah, that can happen. That shit really fucking happened January 6th last year. That shit. A bunch of people be like, oh, we're frustrated because our white privilege is being challenged, and this figurehead is exploiting our weakness and fragility in that. And going out acting as you're as part of this cult and trying to demand stuff of weaponry and stuff. And they get, of course, Batman is fiction himself, and he shut that down. But erase that whole part. The whole scene is just, it's so crazy how close it is to the insurrection thing last year in January 6th. It's just so crazy. And I thought about it too, leaving the theater. I mentioned to Cam, I didn't want to mention the theater because I was like, yeah, whatever. Let's just let everyone have the movie vibes. But I left and I was like, yo, bro, I gotta tell you something. That shit. If this movie really came out like February last year, I believe that was the original pushback date from 2020. This shit, I swear, the conversations will be insane. There'll be whole articles right now, video think pieces, more podcasts than probably just us talking about it. Big podcasts, whatever, or big whatever. Yeah, it's just like, I just was kind of shook. I was like, yo, that's actually kind of crazy. They did that. Like, they're on to something. Or this, this characterization and depiction of Riddler and his little legion of followers he had. I just was like, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't lose sleep over anything, but it definitely was something. I've had this thought ever since that, since watching Friday Night, and I was just like, man, that is, and that kind of further cemented that this movie did way more than what I was expecting. Big time stuff. Yeah, I definitely rewatch it. I might. I gotta wait till next week to rewatch it. Wait till next week. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna catch it after work one day again, just on out of the blue. I gotta catch that again. That movie is.
You get any of those vibes, Ian?
I'll be honest, that scene went over my head, man.
Oh, really?
And you know what?
I definitely didn't draw the connection.
And that's perfectly fine, because Derek drew the connection in his way. I drew the connection in my way.
Yeah.
And we're, we're expressing it. That's perfectly fine. I'd rather you just being like, I didn't catch that, and that's cool, versus someone being like, oh, well, I guess what the fake narrative on, like, you're being too woke. You're seeing things what you want to think because of the current climate of today, or whatever people fucking spouting out of their mouths and shit. So
what if I am? Maybe I am, but I'm still seeing it based on what I've seen happen in real life. And in real life, y'all got away with that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I am judging it based off that. But how is that wrong?
Yeah.
I watched y'all do this in real life and it was cool. Like they sent y'all home.
They really
I don't understand.
They still posturing. Well, not as much now because of the current Russia-Ukraine conflict. But before that was popping off, they were still posturing like, "Whoa, how do we side? What are our political feelings about this event that happened a year ago?
Yeah.
How can we continue to spend this on day-to-day news media?
Thanks.
It's like,
well, blame Democrats for this.
They ran up in the old crib and threatened all y'all motherfuckers. Whether you knew about it or not. They all ran up and was like, yeah, we anyway, made our point clear, but it's still just it's I don't know what writer or writers decide to go that, but well done, and the timing is palpable. Still a year, I think it's still very fresh, just a little over a year after that event, still fresh in my mind.
It's fresh. That'll be fresh for a couple years, bro. That shit, we watched that shit really unfold on TV. Like I had COVID that week.
I was at
recovering
home
from COVID,
work.
just watching it.
Yeah, I was at home for work that job that then too, and I literally I didn't do much work. I just literally had a stream and just watched everything.
I've never watched CNN as much as I did that day, bro. You would have thought a president was killed for real. Like that's how I was just staring at the shit. Like
what's gonna happen next?
It's so surreal that that happened. That was only 2
It happened when everybody was at home, no vaccines available, in a whole pandemic in the thick of it.
I was actually at work.
You got the office?
I was at work in the middle of when it was happening. Yeah.
That's some wild shit, bro. It's some wild shit that really happened in our country.
It happened broad daylight on a casual Tuesday or
it was casual
on a Monday
Tuesday.
or whatever.
It was Tuesday. It was a Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it was a Tuesday.
No,
boring ass Tuesday.
Because I usually go. I know it wasn't Tuesday for me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think it was a Wednesday.
It was a Wednesday. It was midweek. I know it wasn't like a Monday.
Because that job, I worked in that office Tuesday and Friday, 100%. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was home. So it was either Monday or Wednesday, but either way,
yeah, man,
crazy shit.
Yeah. So that to me is just I'm pretty glad. I'm glad that we were actually able to represent kind of the spectrum of looking at it. Ian looked at it and didn't see anything really from it. I looked at it as I feel like I'm pretty consistent. Definitely the overanalyzing, digging deep and finding the real root and all of it. And then Jerome saw it pretty similar the same way, but still slightly different from how I saw it. So I think that's a good spectrum of covering that part of the movie. And like I said, it didn't ruin the movie for me or anything like that. No. They cleaned it up pretty well. They didn't linger on it for too long either. Like it wasn't like this show his followers all the time type thing. You know what I mean? And they all got their asses kicked. You know what I mean? No matter. And I thought it was weird. Like, okay, you're trying to do this thing for the Riddler. And according to the Riddler, if you know the Riddler, he thinks Batman's working with him too. So if that's the case, then wouldn't his followers think Batman's on their side when they get there? And instead, they were like very adamant in trying to kill him. They were just like, yeah, no, well, since you're fighting against us, we're just gonna try to kill you now.
That's the crazy thing about a cult personality type movement like that. Like, even though in between the lines, it should be clear as day what's actually going on, but just, you know, how everything sounds, now everything is depicted, it's how it's painted for them. Well, you know, I am going a little too deep, but in the psyche of it, I think that type of a way of going about things, that type of a movement that can just build like that. I mean, we saw in just a 3-hour movie in bits and pieces, but let's just imagine, you know, that amassed over like a week or two or something like that. You know, that can happen. It can take advantage of whatever weakness these people have, and they can just run out there and do whatever.
Yeah, and it could snowball.
Yeah. So at least, that's how I see part of that. So, but you're absolutely right, though. Like, clearly, they should have been like, "Wait, aren't you working together?" No, they're like, "Yeah, I have this AK over there. I've been meaning to just fire on people."
Actually, facts.
Yeah, bullets are kind of pricey.
No, yeah,
but yeah, so. Yeah,
we got through that well. I thought that was good. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all had any other key moments from the movie that y'all just like loved? Y'all wanted to highlight? Y'all wanted to point out? Maybe I missed it. Maybe I didn't say nothing about it.
There's one.
Go ahead, Ian.
Not important, but the scene where nobody gets blown to smithereens in the chapel.
Oh yeah, he definitely got deleted from the movie right after.
He got deleted, but I tell you what didn't get deleted. The nigga Batman's chin.
Ate that.
Thick of
Ate that. Ate that.
Scene. He was right in front of
Ate
him.
it.
He said, "I'll let it roll off."
He came out of there with a concussion, bro.
Yeah.
If that really ain't seems like me.
That's the extended cut. We see what happens for real.
Yeah, let's see if he got to go back. Maybe Alfred got to do a little
Alfred was literally threw the bomb away from him. He was a good amount of distance away, and he still came out of there with some burns on his face.
Right.
And honestly, Alfred wasn't even but Alfred didn't even throw it that far. He didn't open no window or nothing. Like
farther than Batman was.
He threw it like 4 or 5 feet to his front right or whatever. He tossed it like that and then tried.
No, he just kind of flicked it. He just kind of did a little. I mean, when you get that piece of mail, that's that bullshit mail that you don't even want anyway. You just flick it onto the table. That's how he flicked it. Like, whatever.
For the size of that nail's decent.
There's more bills. Whatever. He just chucked that shit. Like,
he didn't chuck that shit.
Throw that shit with some. Like
that nigga Batman's chin was grazing nobody eyebrows. And that shit blew up in his face.
Him and Alfred
nigga walked out of there and
eat explosions out here.
I was like, yo, are you word?
The Wayne family don't play. Explosions is light, bro. You got to shoot us in the alleyway after a movie if you want to get rid of us. Them explosions, that ain't nothing.
Yep.
Ain't the first time either. He had a couple of near misses that he should not have. This nigga, he should not have been able
this
to
Batman
get
specifically?
Up. Yes.
Oh, yeah. A couple.
He should not have been able to just walk away from flying into a damn building.
That wingsuit with the wingsuit. That shit got me because it was so ridiculous.
What the hell?
And it was so ridiculous, but at the same time, that's a wingsuit.
Also thought it was wild how you saw the nervousness in his face when he was trying to jump at first. Like he was like, holy shit, I ain't really practiced this yet. I ain't really checked if this was going to work.
I put this in the outfit, but I never thought I'd have to use it. So just
right.
Really got to use this shit.
So you have to use it like, fuck, I guess about to find out what happens next.
That thing up, flew away.
Hey, man.
Boy, did he fly.
That was a one and done. This should look really goofy without the cape. I'm not gonna front. It was on purpose too. It was just like handmade or that kind of early suit. But I was just like, man, that suit looks horrible without the cape. That's keep bats with the cape.
most Batman suits that are in live action, I don't think would ever look good without a cape. I think most of them, like he does it a couple times, like in animation where he takes it off, he'll take the cape off and use it to do some other shit or fight without it. You'd be like, okay, that's still like Batman, but it's animated, so it still feels like in animated Batman, unless he's Bruce Wayne, you almost feel like the cape is his skin almost. Versus in live action, it's just such a
it have to be like a contrast.
Without the cape, he's a nigga in tights.
Facts. You just some random dude. Nah, you get that cape back. Ain't nobody trying to see your cheeks.
I guess, yeah.
Caped up on a Sunday
double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
On a Friday night, nigga.
Oh, God. This nigga selling ass over there. What the fuck?
I'm gonna make this Batman money back one way or another. You think I'm not gonna lay my family's legacy down? Don't worry, Alfred. I'm gonna get this money.
This money. Oh, my cape.
I'm gonna get this money one way or another, Batman. Alfred, I got us. Nah, yeah.
So the last thing I want to touch on, the latter parts of Catwoman Selina Kyle's arc, like when she finally goes through and she's like, yeah, actually, I'm gonna just confront Falcone, fuck it. And then she took off the I think the little jacket she had on or whatever. That get up, she had the black leather skin tight stuff. That was definitely classic Catwoman stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that.
They gave her a little moment there.
They did.
That's what I like. They kind of give us those flashes of all the characters, maybe kind of hitting their heights a little bit, but not yet. Like you saw Penguin, like he's in some sort of control. He just not Penguin yet. And Catwoman, you see, she ain't exactly robbing the Louvre yet, but she.
Yeah. They definitely played right into this being everybody's
origin. Yeah, everybody's kind of beginning. Everybody's just starting. We're early in everybody's days. Like, yeah, love it. I loved it. Trying to think there was any other moments. I'm going back and seeing it again this week. This movie made me get the little A-list AMC stub subscription only because
that's a good use.
It's $1 this month, and then I get 3 free views a week, so I can watch Batman 3 times a week for the next. Until Dr. Strange.
I know this nigga Derek by first name, baby.
Yo, what?
We're about to have Batman review podcast part
every week. Oh, you think I'm not reviewing this again after the third watch?
I didn't see.
Let me go tell you all the millions of things I missed the first time. Nah, man, it was dope. It was dope. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Nothing else I can really think of now at this point. I I beat myself up bad yesterday for oversleeping. I'm mad we couldn't do this yesterday. I did beat myself up pretty bad for it. I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anything in this now. But I don't know, man. Overall, great movie. Y'all got. Oh, this is the last thing I'll say on it. It's not really on the movie specifically, but I heard one of y'all mention it before, and I just feel like we got to talk about this. This movie can't be compared to The Dark Knight. You can compare it as an overall Batman film and talk about which one you like better, and that's perfectly fine. But when you start trying to compare how Bruce portrayed, or how Robert Pattinson portrayed things versus Christian Bale versus Batfleck versus Keaton versus whoever, hey, look. This Batman and Bale's Batman are not the same. It's not Bale in The Dark Knight at all. And also, their origins don't come from the same place. So yes, you can compare it to Batman Begins as a early years Batman story, but it's not even a Batman origin story. We don't know if this Batman ever got to see the League of Shadows or not. All we know is that Alfred trained him a lot or heavily. That don't mean he trained him for every single thing. If that's the only place he's learned from, we don't know. So you can't compare this directly to any of the other Batman movies that y'all want to compare it to. And y'all don't want to compare it to Batman Begins because a lot of y'all niggas didn't see Batman Begins. A lot of y'all only started watching at The Dark Knight and then you saw Rises, and a lot of y'all never saw Batman Begins. I know that for a fact because I see the way y'all talk about it. You don't know what you're talking about. And that's fine. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about either. It happens. But I think it's just a irresponsible comparison to make to The Dark Knight at all, unless you're just saying, hey, I enjoyed this movie better than that movie. Perfectly fine. Something nobody can argue with you with. Say what you want. But once you start comparing the characters and this and that, they're in completely different time periods of even being Batman. Like you can't even put them together. You cannot compare him to what Bale is doing in Dark Knight Rises at all. So, compare it to Batman Begins, talk about which origin or which early years Batman story you like better by all means. But even those two, you're making a bit of a stretch because, again, we're talking about a year two Batman versus a Batman Begins. That doesn't even really stay in year one Batman, like the whole movie, really. It kind of progresses you further past things. So, yeah, man, you just kind of have to watch that and make your own decisions about, what your preference is, which is fine. But when it comes down to trying to judge those two movies like on a technical level, I just feel like it's misguided. I don't think there's anything you can really judge because they're, I guess, again, take it away from anything not Batman. If you want to judge like the cinematography and the score, stuff like that, who far be it for me to tell you not to judge those things. But I just think when you're judging performances, this Batman versus this Batman, this Catwoman versus this Catwoman, this Joker versus this Joker, this Riddler versus this Riddler, were they even at the same point? Are they even portraying the same version of the same character to even make some of the comparisons I see y'all making on the internet? And no, they're not. That'd be my only kind of thing towards the comparisons I see. Just relax. If this is your favorite Batman movie, you enjoy it, dope. You can enjoy it without trying to compare it to The Dark Knight. It's okay. Like I promise you can say this is your favorite Batman without saying that The Dark Knight sucks. You can say that you enjoy Batman movies without saying the MCU sucks. You can say you enjoy the MCU without saying Batman sucks and it's too dark and gritty. You can enjoy things without having to jump into all the major comparisons. And I get it. Like The Dark Knight was probably the best Batman film we've had to date. It's one of the biggest ones. Everybody loves Heath Ledger. Everybody, I guess, tolerates Christian Bale nowadays. That's for the way people spin the narrative. But
nowadays, revisionist.
Yeah, of course. But y'all really just write him off like he did nothing that whole movie. And it's just like, come on, guys. Like, I agree. I talked to a guy after the movie, and I plugged the pod. Hopefully he listens to this. I did talk to a guy after the movie, and I thought it was funny. You had some white people who were sitting in a row in front of us. And the second the movie, they were kind of like, they were the people that were definitely doing all the reactions throughout the movie. Nobody else was reacting in the movie, but they, like every little moment, they were like what? Like it was them. They were those people in the movie theater. And I mean, to be fair, it probably wouldn't bother me because I care about Batman. So I was doing a lot of that internally in my head. But once I get in the theater and you realize, this is not the theater where everybody has like read every Batman comic or cares that deep about every little deep cut. And, I got hyped when I saw Hush come on the screen. Nobody else cared. You know what I mean?
I did too. I I did my Leonardo DiCaprio point. I was
Yeah,
like,
facts.
yes. I was like, yes. Yes. I was like, actually, I think I did yell in the theater. I was like, yes.
Oh, see, well, yeah.
That was
Again,
weird.
all
It
I'm saying is they definitely did it consistently throughout the movie. And at the end, they were just talking about stuff like out loud. And he turned to me and he was like, yo, they seem to know what they're talking about. I was like, nah, they're just white. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. They're just saying things. And you might think they know things because they're white, but they're not special. First of all, they're not even saying anything that's deep. They were literally just talking about Batman, like the most basic shit of Batman. And then they were like, well, maybe we'll see Margaret Robbie come over here and be. And I was just like, yo, half the shit y'all saying is impossible or makes no sense.
Stop. Just let them do their thing.
But they were doing the thing with comparing the movies. And he was like, do you think it's better than Dark Knight? I explained the same thing I told y'all to him. I was like, I think it's a dumb comparison. And he was like, that makes sense. And we actually ended up comparing them more to the Arkham games and what the Arkham games felt like in some of these moments. And I'm like, you're right. It does kind of feel a little bit, it gives me those Arkham Origins type vibes. Like it does kind of give you some of those Arkham games, that feeling that, and even as you're playing those games, that feeling of like, am I really going to win? Like, you can be beating up the characters, but the way like the shit's playing out, you're like, I don't know if Batman going to get to the end of this one, but obviously it's a Batman game. So, he's going to figure it out. Right. But you're just like, it gives you that feeling the same way Young Justice gives you that. Did these niggas really figure it out? Or do they know it's a whole deeper thing happening over here? So I thought that was cool, man. I thought that was really dope. Shout out to that guy. I wish I got his name. He did follow us on YouTube. Let me shout out his YouTube, man. Let me shout out his YouTube, man. Shout out that guy. He even told me, he's like, I don't really listen to YouTube or anything like that. Noah, we'll cut out his last name in case that's his full name or something. But Noah, shout out to Noah from the movie theater. And we talked about the movie after it since I went by myself. It's been a while since I've been in a movie by myself. But this was one of those ones. You go see this. You figure out how to get into the theater and watch this. So that was definitely. Oh, Ian's light's still changing. Okay. But that was definitely, I thought something was happening. That's why I froze. I was like, why is it getting like it got like mad bright and blue and then too cool for school, man. But okay. Y'all got ratings for this?
Aquaman out of 10.
Yeah,
all
relax.
right, look. Okay,
Relax.
we gotta stop this.
Relax. Yeah. You going? No. We're not laughing either. The joke's not funny. We're not doing that. We're not doing it. No. What's wrong with you? Come on.
I'm not saying it was Aquaman
Man,
out of 10.
I'm trying to think of issues.
Oh, you were saying like Aquaman
From 1
2.
to 10, yes.
All right.
Well, you saw how we took that wrong.
My bad. My bad. Hey, look,
Watch your
phrased it
words
weird.
next time.
I phrased it
I ain't
weird.
saying my bad.
My
It's
bad.
your
the rating system is a
My
little
bad.
different. So, I mean, do I really?
This is like.
I can't rate below. I can't rate it lower than a 9. I don't really have many issues with the movie. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have that. I mean, I guess the only thing is when they did the Joker thing. At first, I was like, "Oh God, here we go." But then they didn't really lean too hard into it. It was kind of like a subtle thing at the end. I was like, "Okay, that's fine." My eyes was about to roll out my eye socket. I was like, "Oh, don't do it.
Here we go again.
Don't do it, please." We were doing so well. Riddler's right there. What are you doing? I was like, "Okay, good. All right, fine." I mean, yeah, man, I don't really have many issues. I love the way the movie was shot. I kind of like the gothic look of like Wayne Manor and stuff like that. I was pretty surprised at how that.
Mhm.
Love that. I love that. We didn't talk about that, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to take that gothic kind of.
Approach to the mansion
a little bit. Yeah, the mansion look and how some of those buildings look.
It looked like a
Even the way they had
It looked like the animated series kind of.
Yeah.
Even the way they
Actually, yeah.
staged the furniture, it was different.
Because he wasn't being Bruce, right? So he wasn't having random guests come by. He
That's
don't got
true.
like a housekeeper
true.
coming in and doing all this bullshit. He not entertaining
true.
nobody. He ain't got no hoes coming by.
He
He's
wasn't
just
flexing.
Batman in a basement, bro.
He is
don't give a
brooding. He is brooding as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? He don't care about none of that other shit. He don't care about the furniture upkeep, the clock. He ain't dusted
Even
nothing.
the Batcave didn't look all like in other
Fancy.
movies. It was like
It was just
super
a big-
fancy.
it was a big
It was literally
table
like
with
a
some
warehouse.
TV
Looked like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I got a couple computers that I need, and that's it. I'm cool. Like
He ain't even got the dope monitors, man. He got regular monitors.
Yeah.
he ain't got no curve, no Samsung.
That's
S
no curves.
No curve. Oh man, but yeah, I appreciate this this take of Bruce Wayne. I know it's probably not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I think for what this young in the Bat's career, I guess you could say, and trying to kind of be more of a detective and figure things out on his own accord. I think it worked out fine. I think Robert Pattinson did a great job. I think, yeah, man. Honestly, bro, I really don't have many issues. I'm gonna just say a 9.5. I'm sorry.
I was going. I think 9.5 for me as well.
Maybe it's because I'm not super in depth with the inner storylines and of the Batman stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just a straight up a movie, and for what I was looking for, they brought it and exceeded expectations. So I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Literally only knocking off 0.5 because old buddy Chin should have been, I should have seen a little a little scratch.
Yeah.
A Band-Aid, I don't know. Something.
Ooh.
An abrasion. Like this guy
It made the bombs.
Even the middle part didn't. It was
like this nigga's whole body is covered but his chin.
That's true.
The one thing that was exposed to the entire blast was totally fine.
Perfectly.
Whatever. It's cool. But yeah,
before and after.
Yeah.
Give
Oh,
you that.
shit, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, 9.5 out of 10. I'm gonna just call it like that.
Yeah.
5 just for my initial thought of them doing the Joker thing, but turned out to not be Joker, but just a brief introduction and tease. And I left it at that. That's it, really, man. I don't really have any problems. I love the movie.
Yeah. It was just a refreshing take on Batman because you just don't see. We haven't gotten Detective Batman.
We haven't.
Detective Comics, man. Come on,
Not in live, not in live action like this. No.
I still can't believe DC Comics stands for Detective Comics.
No, that really threw you off for a loop.
Come on, y'all.
Clearly feel like I missed everything for almost 30 years.
Yeah,
no one told me. It's like you're that black person that just never knew how to play spades. Everyone's around you. Just, you didn't know, bro. You didn't know how to play spades. You didn't know. It's like no one taught me. It's like you should have been taught. You should have known. It's like.
Should have known.
I think we gave you that harder.
Playing
I
this
think
game.
we gave you that harder time though.
You didn't, but that's how I felt. That's how bad it was. I felt bad about myself. I was like, damn.
Why don't I know this?
Why didn't I have that knowledge? I should have had that.
For the longest time, I thought DC Comics face was Superman and Batman. It's just Batman had better movies and games. That was literally my only distinguishing thing. But no, it's all Batman.
Batman. That's why you think they keep defaulting to this nigga every chance they get, man. They lean back on the GOAT.
The GOAT. Make sense.
Yeah. Man. It was a refreshing take, and I really appreciated it. It was really nice to see. Like all the movies focused on combat and the Playboy side and all the rest of it. This one was, it got down to the gritty, man. Mm-hmm. I appreciated it.
How did he get there? How does he become the Playboy and all that? How he even reached that point? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I am. Y'all gave it 9.5.
I stand by what I said, man. I think this is the best DC movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I can see that. I just have
best
to rewatch.
DC movie you've ever seen, in general.
In general.
I have to revisit it. I'll revisit that next week and tell you if I agree with you or not. Where do y'all put it as far as a Batman movie? You said it's the best DC movie, so Ian saying it's the best Batman movie. Yeah, that's full. Jerome.
Of the Batman movies right now, as far as Batman movies I like, The Dark Knight, The Batman, and Batman Returns. Those are my three, actually. Those are my three.
That's a good three.
Yeah, man. And especially because within the past year, randomly last year, I was on HBO Max and I saw, they have all the old Batman movies on it, including the Batman. Oh, yeah. And I saw Batman Returns and I was like, man, I haven't seen this in forever. And I was like, damn, this movie held up actually really fucking well. Tim Burton did his thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm giving this movie 8.75 out of 10.
That's fine. Wow, look at these 3/4.
I can't go 8.5. 8.5 seems like I'm hating. 8.5 seems like I'm hating.
9.75 looking there.
Facts. 8 3/4.
But I'd rather hear from you than anybody else.
8.75.
Super Batman fans.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Gotham Engineering, Wayne Aerospace.
Yeah, I'm just
Nightwing
visiting.
is my favorite character, but obviously Batman is GOAT, man. Come on, man. He's the GOAT. Like it's I don't even know, man, the other hero, you ain't got heroes fitting for Batman. Like Batman is Batman, bro. Like, come on. No, look, I'm not knocking. Actually, 8.75 is just what I feel. I actually don't even have a reason. I think 9 and 9.5 seems too high for me right now. Because I think I don't think I know for a fact we didn't do it like on a podcast because the movie came out way before we started podcasting. But I'm pretty sure like the Dark Knight in my head, I rewatched it before I watched this, but I want to almost watch it again after watching it so I can watch them now both in full context.
Mm-hmm.
But I did it in reverse, but I felt like the movie was too long for me to really retain all the Dark Knight stuff. I kind of started forgetting all the Dark Knight stuff I'd seen the night before and was like, yo, I'm just going to watch this movie now because I went to see it at 11:30 matinee show the first time. So
everything the first time is different. It's large, at least for me, it's largely reactionary stuff. I mean, there's some Marvel movies I was like, yeah, I like this. And I saw the second time and the hype blinders are off. And I was like, yo, Amazing Spider-Man 2 was garbage.
Oh, fact.
What is wrong with me? Outside the last two, but yeah.
Fact.
Stuff like that. But yeah.
No, I agree. Listen, I don't think this is not going to turn into garbage. If anything, my score will only go up by next week after I've seen it 3 more times this week. Because I can now. But for free or without paying any extra. So yes, I will. But for the rest of this month, I'm seeing whatever movie I want 3 times a week for $1. I'm taking that. I might go see some bullshit I don't even want to see. What's showing? What y'all niggas got? Yo. All right, 8.75. Not for no real reason. It's just how I feel.
Okay.
Thought it was a great iteration of Batman. 9 just for some reason seems too high on my first watch. It seems too hype reactionary. To me.
Below 9.
Just me.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's perfect.
Not judging anybody else or anything else. I'm just saying for me, I think it feels too recency bias. Let me jump to a 9.5. I don't want to do that. To me, it's 8.75 is a very, very, very solid film. I love that they left a lot of the story open and, we got so much we could work through here, but I'm not 100% convinced yet of it. Matt Reeves still got to do this for a trilogy. So one thing is maybe it is the best Batman film. That don't replace the trilogy yet. He still got to knock the trilogy out the water. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because when we talk about Batman films, even though I can say I think The Dark Knight is my favorite Batman film. And now I don't know because I'm kind of with Gerard.
That's why. Yeah. That's why I said I need to rewatch The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And probably, like you said, I probably have to do the opposite of what you did. I probably need to rewatch The Dark Knight, period. It's been a while since I've watched it front to back. And then rewatch The Batman again. And then watch it without the hype 3 hours. Maybe I will see that second part as like, oh yeah, this was slower than what I thought initially, or something like that. Just throwing it hypothetical. But yeah.
Yeah, how the runtime feel, y'all? A lot of people did complain about the runtime.
I was in it the whole way. I enjoyed the ride.
I was in it, though there was a point right before the climax where I was like, oh, damn, we still here.
Oh, well, everyone's talking to each other before they realize what's about to go down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, let me see.
What part are you talking about? If you kind of remember.
I'm trying to think.
Like Bruce and Alfred in the hospital?
I want to say it was around the time Gordon and Batman ran up on the Penguin. And
I see.
We found out it wasn't him; it was the bird. And that was like that was our third iteration of them trying to figure out who the bird is.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my god, okay.
But it makes sense. It took us around the
I understood. I understood the reason for it and all the rest of it. I understood that. I just, that was the point when I felt like I wasn't exhausted or anything like that, but I did notice the length of the movie at that point in time. I was like, okay, yeah, this is a long one.
That's what makes it
because we only now getting to this point. So we now got to do the rest of it with this information.
That's true. Yeah. Now that we know we got him, now we got to catch him and bring him out. All this shit. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the 3 hours either. Not gonna lie. I will say this though. I got real excited and real hyped up, right? Obviously, like Gerard was like, yo, I'm going to see it tonight. Ian was like, yo, I bought a ticket for tomorrow night. So I'm like, well, I have to see this movie. These niggas are ready to see it. And I just jumped out and bought the first matinee ticket at the NCG that I could find. And, it was nice, about under $10 for my ticket. I felt good, going by myself, got some popcorn, a little drink by myself, a little small.
I'm gonna hit that matinee banger too in a week or so.
Facts.
Hell yeah.
I'm hitting that matinee banger this week at some point for sure. Get the little $2 Tuesdays with the popcorn and the drink and I might get some light nachos. I might get the nachos if they $2 though. Come on, like when they do the matinee deals, Ian don't know because he like worked during the day and shit. He's like a real adult. But those of us that are bums, we just kind of be.
I miss no, I don't. I like having money too.
Yeah, I was like,
I do enjoy a Friday paycheck.
This rent ain't paying itself.
Facts.
not over here. No, it's not.
Facts.
Oh man, that hurts.
Facts. You might have to get you a Big Bang Theory roommate, my nigga. Find you a Sheldon out there or something, But the point was that I jumped and bought that ticket for 11:30, not thinking about nothing else. Of course, that morning I get up having a blast. Billy's like, yo, you ready for the game today? I'm like, the fuck? Oh.
It's a game. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. No, it wasn't the same time.
My movie started at 11:30. That Liverpool game started at 12:30.
Shit.
So guess what Derek did? I took this hat right into the movie theater with me, had my AirPod in, had my volume all the way like barely up just so I could hear it through my AirPod, had the brightness all the way down, and I had my phone in my hat. I was watching the movie, and every time I was like, oh, they panning over some bullshit, I would like watch it for a second, then I look down, I'm telling you, just to see the score. 0-0, perfect. 0-0, perfect.
Oh man!
Yeah, watch the movie, man.
Man was multitask.
8.7. You might give it to 0.25 after that. I might after seeing.
You might. That 0.25 was that 0.25 was in the talking parts, bro.
I never looked when there were characters talking. I never looked. And anytime characters started talking, I instantly like forgot even that I was looking at the score because there was one point where I felt like my screen was messed up or something. Like maybe the phone got rotated in my hat or something. So I was trying to get it to like rotate back without causing this big scene. Granted, I'm in the back of the theater anyway. So it's not like there was anybody behind me who could have seen it, but I still was like not trying to be this mad obvious person with his phone in the movie theater. So it was like a whole thing, but Liverpool did win. So worth it. Worth it, man. But yeah, I was definitely the weirdo at the movie theater, man. But yeah. 8.75 for me for now. I'm seeing it again this week, so trust me, it'll probably change by Sunday.
I'm gonna watch back the
Dark Knight,
the Dark Knight trilogy,
so we can talk about it on Sunday.
See how I feel about it being the best.
Are you gonna watch the whole trilogy, or are you just gonna watch the Dark Knight?
I'm gonna try to watch the whole trilogy.
Okay.
I'm trying to watch it.
Yeah, that makes me want to kind of do that too.
I mean, I think without a shadow of a doubt, you'll see it's better than Batman.
I feel like it's only fair
better than Batman Begins
because I haven't seen the trilogy in a long time, so I can't remember how good it was. Potentially, might be overestimating how good this last movie was.
Just remember that you're watching something different. I think that's the part for me that I just wanted to tell people. Like, yes, this is a more detective Batman. This is more whatever. Like, I think felt more like an episode of Batman the Animated Series. So I get why people might.
That's kind of why I feel the way I feel about it.
I get it. But I think that's just because, like some other people, it's just like you said, you ain't been watching. It's not like you make sure you do a yearly watch of the Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah. So it's not on your brain to be like, yo, nah, it ain't really, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, a rewatch. It'll one of two things. It'll either solidify how you feel and you'll go, yo, that nigga Derek crazy. This is that shit. He's wilding. The Batman is way better than all of these. He's tripping. Or you'll say, you know what? I see what he was saying in that, I get it. So I'm interested to see your thought processes on it and see how y'all come back and where y'all land with the legitimacy of this film here and how hype you are on it. Very, 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 very interested to see that. Yeah, man. I'm glad we all got to see it this weekend. That was really unplanned. It's not like we didn't coordinate that at all, but everybody was just like, I was like, I'm going. I was like, fuck it, I'm going. So I'm glad that we were all able to go see it, all able to have our opinions, and really hope y'all can't hear my animals in the background. But glad y'all were able to jump in. I really want to know what people out there think, man. I really need to know what y'all think about this movie, man. Like, did y'all fuck with this? Were y'all against it? Were y'all really in? Like, what were y'all genuinely thinking about this movie? I really want to know. Because, man, I still think it's really good. 8.75 should not be a knock. It shouldn't be looked at as a knock.
That's still like close to a B plus.
It's a B plus for sure. 87. You got 87 and a half on your test. You got a B plus, right? You should give you a little circle around your B plus. Right.
There's a little circle. Yeah.
That sounds like the teacher who don't want to give a nigga 100, so they give him a 99.8.
It's petty gang. Yeah.
Like,
how's that petty? Man. So because I don't want to give it an A, I'm giving it a B plus.
Come on.
So if I give it an A minus, would that be better? You want me to give it a 90?
I mean, hey, look, A's around. A's are
right, it's 8.95. Is that an A minus?
All right, look.
Is that better? Is that
Oh man, we curving these hoes. We curve out here, man.
We curve.
It depends who curves and rounds up around these parts. Yeah. Things have different weights, bruh.
Yeah, I think it's funny, man.
They do whole number weights, and I'm gonna need things if they close to the 4, make it a 4 instead of that.
Just
3.
give me the point, my nigga.
Just do it, bro. I'm not gonna see again. Maybe not.
All right. It's an 8.8. Then there you go.
Had a nigga give me a 79.8.
Sounds
man.
nice.
That nigga Ian been in some trauma.
That's what it is, man. Let me tell you what happened, man. That shit hurt.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, I've been there. Yeah. The teacher don't even want to give you that little extra. Like, fam, come on, you know.
I mean, granted, I could have done the extra credit.
Yeah, but also
I thought I had
extra credit. That's not that's not mandatory. You did everything that was mandatory.
Yeah.
Nah, that's why he needed the extra credit.
I needed the extra credit. That's because I did everything that's mandatory and I was trash.
Yeah. Nah, you needed that shit. And you ain't really understand shit.
When you frame it like that, yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna kill. I'm gonna knock it out the park on this test. And I ain't do it. I
got no parts.
Yeah.
Very in the park hit. I feel you, bro.
Swing and a miss.
Very in the park, man. All right, man. But cool, man.
Yep.
Y'all make sure y'all get to the comments and thank the guys for joining us so we can have this Batman talk. I say the guys. And I say the guys, I mean them, not me. Don't thank me. Obviously, I'm the one telling you to thank them.
Thank the guy too, man.
Don't thank me.
Thank the guy, man.
I'm antisocial. I'm not even gonna.
Red light in the background.
Facts. Thank Gerard's red light for making us feel like Batman might be in that corner. Actually, on my screen, it kind of looked like a little silhouette right there.
I thought I saw something.
Like he's waiting, right?
Yeah, like that might be.
You know, they emerge like that bomb situation in the movie just emerged from the darkness.
But you're gonna be all right though, because Batman gonna come up and be like, "You're not dirty, Draw. You're not dirty."
That's right.
That's what he told Colson. I was like,
"You're not corrupted.
You're not corrupted.
You're not corrupt."
I was like, "Yeah, he's not corrupt.
He's not.
Yeah. Black man on the straight and narrow. All of us.
Staying true to myself.
We see you, my brother. You know,
right? Now that'll trigger that. It's woke people. They throw that one of those in there. But all right,
yeah, man. Oh, you know what? Madison fucking killed it. Glad he did his thing. Glad we got to enjoy that. The beginning of this probably will be me. I replaced the rant section with me running the clip of me saying how bad this was going to be. There, I'll do that. I'll find it. I'll send it. I'll send you the audio when I find it. If you want to put it in you don't have to put it in the audio version, but I'd put it in the video version just because it's funny. But yeah, man. Yeah, this was good. I'm glad we're able to come here and talk about Batman. Thanks for joining me. Y'all got any last? No, I think y'all did your last thoughts, man. Unless y'all have anything else to say after me.
I need to go find a late night snack. It's not late night yet, but it will be soon.
Yeah, we doing this. I got the guys are burning the midnight oil with me here, so it's not midnight, but it just sounded right.
Hours.
It sounds like the right thing to say. I don't know. Anyways, guys, appreciate y'all for listening. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, enjoy. It's been Two Ugly Nerds with the three of us. Peace.
At night. Yes!
That was so smooth.
I'm so glad I snuck that in there. I thought about the last 2 minutes. I was like, oh, I'm about to see this in real quick.
It's just how pretty was fair.
Yes!
Right, that was so good.
All right.
I didn't see that coming at all.
When
I didn't see that coming at all.
It's opportunity.
No, I just perfect.
Hours.
That was perfect. I did not expect that.
All right.